or on the film. Just, when you're sometimes coming back from an injury, it takes you a little bit longer, especially at that position.
Brian, Todd Archer with ESPN. Back on Clayton for a second. What is that dynamic like during the week? Is he the run game guy, or how do you guys come up with the plan during the week?
We do pods. So there's basically a run pod and a pass pod, and it differs and changes, but there's basically a couple different meetings going on, and we get together. We have what's called checkpoint meetings, where we come together about 4 or 5 times before we sit down on Tuesday afternoon and kind of finalize the first and second down game plan. And Clayton really drives the run pod. I drive kind of the pass pod, and then he and I usually get together on Monday night, for a few minutes and kind of talk about some stuff, getting ready for Tuesday. And then Tuesday we come in early and we go back to our pods and we get the ideas from the other guys. And then he and I kind of get together for about an hour and make sure there's some marriage and stuff. And then we bring the first and second down run game plan to the staff, and they shoot holes in it and they challenge us on things, which is great. You know me, I love hard conversations. And then we tweak it a little bit more, and then we finish the pass game, and then that's kind of how it comes together. So it's a lot of guys sharing information, but we don't sit in a room like this and like we used to do in the old days. Used to drive me crazy, where you sit in a room and there's all 12 of your offensive coaches watching every first and second down run, or I just think that's time not well spent.
And then you mentioned Ferguson a little bit there. How quarterback friendly, or how important is a tight end to a quarterback?
Everything. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
Field that they work.
Put a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight.
Important.
No San Fran audio.
You've seen Jake.
Let me know.
Jake's a guy that we love, his ability to run after catch. I thought the screen was probably one of the best executed plays we had yesterday, the tight end screen. The timing of it between Dak and Fergie were great. We had Flournoy did a great job blocking the corner. You had Terrence Steele shooting. Nate Thomas was coming from the backside, but there's a trust that's developed, but you can't just say the tight end position. I think it's who that guy is, what their relationship is with the quarterback, how much trust is there. It was fun for me getting on the plane. Yesterday we were watching the film, and Dak and I were giving Fergie a hard time because the first third down of the game down there in the red zone where we barely missed him, we just were challenging his speed. And he said, I was just peeking. I was looking quick. I was trying to. But he's a joy to coach, man. Dak loves him, trusts him. But really, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention how well Scooney and Brevin are playing as well. That room in general is a good, very, very talented room that we have a lot of confidence in.
The ball hits the sky, Cam. Have you ever seen something like that before? Did you know? I think they were supposed to get the play back.
They should have done that. They should have replayed the down. Yeah. The bigger question was Kenny going to catch it? Now, he said he was. He said he was. In defensive me, he said he was. So then Flus had a great comeback question, which I thought was great. Okay, are you going to make Justin Fields miss? And he was less committal on that. So. But yes, they should have replayed the down. I've seen the scoreboard get hit with a punt, but I've never seen that now.
Chad Machota with The Athletic.
Machota!
It was a little surprising in preseason that you guys didn't play Javonte at all. Was this the plan all along? Did you think that, hey, we don't need to see anything from him, that you kind of had this vision of what you're seeing right now from him?
Yeah, I think, John, it goes back to the importance of practice, how we just really
talked about it, not a game.
A ton in training camp. You get such great work against our defense, and we saw what we're seeing now without the tackling part of it. We saw that every day in practice against our defense, and the decisiveness, the quickness, the ability to make people miss, the ability to run through people. I can't remember who. It was one of our it might have been Elijah Clark caught him one day a little high, Javonte. And so 2 or 3 plays later, Javonte was going through the hole, and he should have kept going straight, but Elijah was over to the left, and he just went on a beeline to go make contact. But you don't have to play when you're a veteran. You don't necessarily have to play in the preseason to get yourself ready to play a 17, maybe soon to be 18 game season.
And then with his run, Javonte's run, on that 3rd and 1 early in the second quarter, that
well blocked play, that excellent play that we It's exactly the way we drew it up, where you don't block the defensive end, and then the guy crosses Fergie's face. There's no one there. Yeah, that one? Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah. It's a great call. I say all the time, right? That was one of my best calls of the day.
But for him to, it looked like he probably should have lost 2 or 3 yards, but he ends up spinning out of that, getting 2 yards, and then the very next play you guys score. There was a lot of big plays, obviously, in the game for you guys, but how important do you think a play like that was?
It was huge. We were probably going to go
Hello,
for it. That's
Sadiq.
what we kind of talked about. That's why we went with that
Hello,
play. But
Auntie.
It just, again, goes to show you.
What's up, Fly Park?
I always say the ultimate team game, and I really believe that. But that was just an incredible
HBO.
effort by
Put HBO in the chat.
fiery, doesn't say much, ultra competitive baller. And, it's one of the best 1.5 runs I've ever seen.
Tommy Arsh, DallasCowboys.com. Do you have a sense if you'll get some of the guys that are banged up, like CD or any of the Tylers, back for Sunday?
Yeah, it's still early. I think, we'll find out a little bit more next couple of days. I think we're trending in the right direction on a few guys. I'm seeing progress on all the guys, but whether they're able to make it for this weekend, we'll see. But I do think that we're
Ranos,
closing in on
up?
some good markers for these guys in the
Salute,
next couple
Soul
weeks.
Fool.
And then when you have these guys that are coming back or starting to come back, how do you balance getting them back into the fold, but also rewarding the guys that are playing well in their place, like a Nate Thomas or a Ryan Flanoy?
Yeah, I think it's a fine line. There's positives when young guys have to play. They learn, they realize they belong. So proud and so happy of Flo. Just the confidence he played with yesterday was so cool for me to see. He doesn't say much, he just works. And I thought that was great. But, all 68 or whatever snaps it was for Nate Thomas were invaluable. Going against a great pass rusher like Will McDonald was a great challenge for him. And, I think that's positive. But at the end of the day, when guys come back off injuries, it doesn't mean we're not going to need them at some point. It means that they should be more confident when they do get the call.
Joe. Joe White, Dallas Morning News. One more Javonte question. You've said you're the president of the fan club. You guys signed him the first day of free agency. It was your first signing. Obviously, there was something you guys saw that made you want to go after him. What was that? What specifically was it? Did you see that? I guess a lot of people, other people might not have seen.
Well, again, I guess I probably repeat myself a little bit, but it was the physical play style.
Salute,
this is a
Jay
guy
Worthy.
that, as a pass protector, he's elite. Playing away from the football, he's elite. He's violent with his chips and so smart and so intelligent. Who was it that said Javonte had a V for valedictorian? That was bad information. He said it had nothing to do with that. Somebody asked me that question. They thought Javonte, the V, meant valedictorian. He was his valedictorian in class, but I asked him
Wow.
that. Somebody told me that. I don't know who it was. But yeah, just the way he played the game in Denver, man. And I get it, the injury sucked, and it took him a little while to get back. But and then you're around him, and you just see that he is all
Larry,
about
I
football,
see you,
man. So
fam.
you talk about a guy that compete every day to be the best version of yourself, man. He gives us everything he has on Monday today, and on Wednesday he will, and on Friday he will, Saturday at the walkthrough he will. And how can you not want to have a guy like that on your roster?
He's on pace for a career high in terms of rushing attempts right now. How much do you kind of, at this point of the season, kind of have to look at that? And obviously he's earned the bell cow kind of spread right now, but do you have to kind of monitor that a little bit? And how does that kind of management go?
No, we're mindful of it. I think, it's a situation where you never want to, put that thing into the atmosphere of what could happen, but it is a violent position, and he's playing great. But I think you see us, when you get a guy like Jaden Blue, some exposure. He played well yesterday. His numbers won't say that. We blocked one play like shit on the perimeter, and it's probably a bad call on my part, but he didn't really have a chance on that. But you look at the explosiveness on the kick return he almost took, and so that's where sometimes, we get the bird's eye view, we see it live, then you watch the video of it and you see the stats and you're kind of like, oh, Jaden didn't play very well, but that's not the case at all. He actually did some really good things, and but
What's up,
Javonte,
Melvin?
he's the bell cow, and he's earned that. We believe in him, and
Tremaine, I see you, fam.
that's the way we'll approach moving forward.
Garrett Podell, CBS Sports. Brian, I think at the end of the game, you guys paid homage to Tom Landry with the victory formation. How much, if anything,
What's up,
do you pull
Mississippi?
from
I see you
that
big.
era of football when you put together your game plans every week?
Oh, yeah. First super chat of the day.
Well, I see the pictures every
Appreciate
day
you.
walking out of
Justin
my
D.
office.
$10. Victory Monday has been good. Onto Carolina big up law folded hands medium skin tone chat victory hand medium skin tone DC4L.
Shout out to you, Justin. Appreciate you.
And that's been around here, Garrett, for a while. And when I took over, is certainly something we're going to keep because of the tradition. And I'm kind of a dork when it comes to tradition and things like that. But I will share with you guys this. So on every Saturday practice, we end with that. So the defense comes off, and we end with that. And because of the moving parts, we've actually had to reload those. So you normally don't want to have to reload the Landry shift. But when you've got 4 new pieces and one guy doesn't do it quite right.
Salute to
right
Jason
on time,
Garrett for bringing that.
I'll embarrass Brock. Brock
Landry
screwed up
shift.
the first time he was in there. And we were like, all right, reload it for Brock. He doesn't know. Yeah, man, I mean, we're the Dallas Cowboys, and I remember those days, and I remember watching pro football and seeing them do it, so it's pretty cool.
Babe Lofberg, 105.3.
Babe, did you ever do it? Were you ever in the huddle when they did that, or no? No? Okay. You did play, though, of course. I mean, yeah.
Jimmy didn't pay.
Yeah,
Jimmy didn't pay homage to
Hey, Brad, you hush back there, Brad. Hush.
You keep going.
Yeah.
Two-part question here. One for you, one's about a particular play. And Tad shunned me last week, and so I get two today. But
Babe
I know
Loffenberg.
you're going to say it's the players, but I had a veteran coach one time. Guys were out and all that, and offensive coordinator, and I said, basically, gosh, how are you going to handle that? And he said, well, that's why they put coach in front of your name. It's up to me to figure it out. So the win yesterday with all those people out, is it even more satisfying for you and this coaching staff when you got to get all these guys up to speed in a very short period of time?
Yeah, I'm going to give the staff a ton of credit for that. I mean, they're elite coaches. It was a great plan. I was really just proud of the way we fought. But, we have confidence in all of our guys. And it goes back to what we talked about a little bit in the spring about, we were very active in free agency, trying to get, depth. And, injuries are nothing new around here. I mean, it's part of the game. And, again, I said last night, and I still can't think of one where I've ever gone in with 4, different starting offensive linemen. But, yeah. But, again, I think, at the end of the day, the players are the ones that make it come to life. And we have to come up with plans that we think feature what they do well, along with attacking your opponent. But at the end of the day, the players are the magic.
And then the play, it's got to be a backstory because you hit the screen to Fergie, and I saw Dak doing this. Clearly somebody had wanted to put it in. Maybe somebody didn't like it. Well, yeah, you got something.
No, I think, that was one of the plays that we liked early in the week, and he and I talked about, and but, it's more the emotion of the game, man, and I probably haven't called enough screens, to be honest with you, and but when they come off, screens are, the best way to call screens is to look at them as runs. That's what I've learned in my career, is when you call a screen, you need to look at it like effective run is 4 yards or more.
Right.
Well, it's hard to get that, but a screen has a chance for more of an explosive play. So
Shout out to Screen Game. We got that back in the building.
When you look at screens like their runs, if you make 4 or more, you're ecstatic. But when they go for 27 or 28 or whatever it was, I thought that was Staubach again coming back. No? Yeah. No, I think, that's just the emotion of that.
Hey,
being
we
such a
improved.
fiery competitor.
We're not the last ranked defense anymore.
Nicole Hutchison, DallasCowboys.com. Tyler Smith told me that Javonte is one of the hardest runners he's ever seen. Where would you rank him amongst running backs that you've coached and seen?
Wow. Great question. His run style's different. So, I hate comparing players. I was around Michael Turner in San Diego. He ran with that physical style. Thomas Jones was another very physical runner. Sean Green.
Got 7 sacks already.
Javonte's ability to get his pads down and to strike with power and leg drive, and I mean, it's unique. But like if you watch him and what he does pre-practice, getting ready for practice, post-practice, working on his leg strength and things like that, it's no surprise that that he has bounced back the way that he has, and that he has been as effective as he's been.
Newey
Scruggs, NBC5. Brian, can you take me in your mind just when you call that play for Javonte, the big run there, what were you seeing beforehand, how you set it up, and then just to get that play done and to make that right call?
Yeah. Well, we got the touchdown. We had the 2 timeouts left. They come out, they threw an incompletion on first down, so then we knew we were in good position. The defense stepped up. They did really good. I think they got sacked on second down. And so we basically want to see where we got the ball, Dewey. Like if we got the ball where we did, we knew we were going to try to go, but we were going to be smart with the first call to see what would happen.
Javonte is the third-ranked
Russian. We thought we'd get a favorable box. It was a 6-man box. Safety's dropping down, but it's a little bit
might
like
have the Russian
toe
time
in the water. Like, hey, let's see if this goes. And it was not called to go for 60-something yards. It was not called that way. And then when Javonte started to break, it was like, okay, good. This is awesome. Okay, he might not score. Please get out of bounds. Please get out of bounds. And he did. Shows the IQ, the football IQ of Javonte. And at that point, we were obviously very comfortable because we knew we were going to get a couple shots at the end zone. But if that run goes for a yard or two, I'd be lying if I said we were going to go 2-minute. But if it would have gone for 10, 12, 15, we would have gone.
Skyler Dixon with the AP. You guys have talked some about 3 defensive systems in 3 years for the guys who have been around that long. How much do you think the trending in the right direction is that, the adjustment, versus the changes you all have made in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I think the changes are important because I think when you make changes, you give the players confidence. I think that the fact that we're making these guys all compete every day to earn their spot, keep their spot, whatever it is.
Remember, Sounds of Soft Soul.
It's kind of cool, very soothing.
Diane Carroll here.
Man, still going. Skyler's still going. Hey, Skyler, just you and I, babe.
Of
Diane
Carroll.
We're just having a conversation right here. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Will she ever make a return?
So distracting.
Final.
It was. Now I got to go back to where I was going. Like, see if I can make up this story again. No, but I think it starts with the changes, right? We were going to make changes. I thought the coverage was way better. The pass rush was excellent. I think that goes back to what we want to do. And we see we carry a lot of defensive linemen because it's important to us and goes back to the whole win the line of scrimmage thing. But, I think because of the pressure we were able to get, it certainly helps the pass coverage. Now, let's be honest. We didn't play the run very well yesterday. And we gave up, I think, 6 explosives, and a lot of that was some of the alignments. The linebackers got to adjust and move and change, and Shamar James is going to be an incredible player in this league. I really do believe that. And K9 got forced into a spot he hadn't been playing when you lose Sanborn. But I'm proud of those guys because of the adjustments that they were able to make and to go out there. And literally, we held them to 6 points in the first three quarters, and obviously, we played a little bit conservative late and tried to keep the ball in front of us and slow the game down.
Todd. With Bryce Young, I don't know how much you've studied him yet, but yesterday they're down 17-0. Former top pick, probably catching a lot of heat. When they come back and win a game like that, is that something for a team that's looking for some kind of spark that can give them some juice, you think? And your thoughts on Bryce Young?
Yeah, again, I didn't do Bryce coming out. I'm very close with their quarterback coach, Will Harriger, who is here on our staff, and I think he's an incredible coach and has a very, very bright future in this league. And I think it goes back to your point. If you do that, you draw from that. You gain confidence. He's got some very, very good weapons. He's got Legette. He's got Renfro. Sounds like, Tet McMillan's playing great. And then, of course, I think the main thing they want to do is run the football, whether it's Hubbard or Rico, and be good to see Rico this weekend. I know we're going to have to buckle up, he said. So
Ha
we'll bring
Fighting
our
words.
seatbelts, Rico. And we'll buckle up. I can't wait to see him, though. But, no, I think, Bryce is a young player.
Coach ain't
he's playing a lot of
scared.
football, and that helps him, gain confidence.
You had mentioned the hard conversations.
Coach be
Were
listening.
you that way in New York and Seattle as a play caller?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've always been that way. It's kind of authentic.
Buckle
I
up,
think,
baby.
When you grow up with a dad that always had hard conversations with you, I laugh because about 5 of them just popped into my brain that he and I used to have. I think in this business, you owe it to these young men. Coaches as well. I have hard conversations with coaches and staff members all the time, but it goes
The
back
extension,
to the thing of being
Rico.
authentic and being who you are.
The dread extension.
James Houston, very efficient, obviously in his pass rushing right now, 27 snaps on defense yesterday. Is that kind of the number you want for him, or is there a chance maybe you want to see more snaps for him?
Yeah, I mean, number one, he's playing really well. I think he has 3.5 sacks maybe. It seems like he's always involved, and there is a fine line, just because he's not the biggest guy. He's playing better against the run now, but there's areas in the run game he can still improve, which is awesome.
Rico's still mad at me for this right here, man.
But I think we're very comfortable with what we're doing with him. But, again, 2 70-plus play games or 70-minute-plus games, and we're pretty deep, though, at that position. And he does look fresh when he's rushing that passer.
Good.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
Yes, indeed. All right.
Better, man.
You getting fine? All right, so that was the Cowboys presser. Yes, Rico's still mad at me, man. I didn't know it was going to go viral the way it did, and it went viral. And unfortunately, it was a picture of Rico last year. And I was just like, I was curious. True story, I literally was saying, Rico Dido might have been sick, but his hair can grow extremely fast within 3 weeks. Yes. So it was crazy because after I said that post, right, that upcoming week, I think we won the game or what have you, or I think we lost that game against the 49ers. But to make a longer story short, he didn't play, but he was there on the sidelines with them extensions. And to make a longer story short, we did Cowboys Experience, whereas the players come down and they meet and greet or what have you. And Rico was assigned to come by my podcast. And he saw me face to face, and Rico did like one of these, like, Oh, my God. Rico did about face so quick, man. Boy, and hey, I get it. I didn't know it was gonna go viral. But man, shout out to Rico and his extension, man. So he extended over there to the Carolina Panthers. It is for what it is. May he continue to do whatever he need to do. Shout out to Rico. I can't wait to see him. Not the extensions. but some folks hit me up and said that's a common thing that a lot of people do have, extensions added to their pieces after they cut their dreads or what have you. And tell Rico to pull up while he's talking reckless. Yeah, so he an enemy now. Yeah, and he said, hey, I played there for 5 years, so they already know what's coming. They better buckle up. So, hey, at the end of the day, we gonna see. Eric Stewart, he's still alive? Eric Stewart still over there in the chat? Eric, you there? I mean, you had a perfect attendance you missed yesterday. I get you, I understand. My teacher. In honor of my guy Eric that's in the chat, baby. Come on, baby, on this Victory Monday. It's a damn shame. Eric, man. Oh my gosh, Eric. No. Hey man, it's a pleasure to see you, man, on this Victory Monday, man. Put a 1 in the chat if your team won yesterday. Put a 1 in the chat if your team won yesterday. And salute to Eric, man. We know that that's the United States bird, but I didn't know that them birds gonna get plucked over there in Denverland. So it is for what it is. The moments of silence is everything. So with that being said, man, we got some awards to give out for our guys that's been victorious. How many times you guys seen the game? Because I know normally after you watch the game the first time by the broadcasting view, you kind of sit there like, okay, all right. But then you watch it the second time, you kind of paying attention to like what all happened. And then you watch it the third time, oh my God, it can even be the broadcasting view. When you watch it the third time, you're really saying, okay, woo, we are better than what we think we are. Here's what I'm getting at. The Dallas Cowboys offensive line, the trenches up front, I got to give them, it's no one individual. Like you can look at Nate Thomas and say, oh my God. You can look at Brock Hoffman, quick snap. Hey, what's good? Terrence still being able to be the reserve over there. You can look at individual pieces. But let's give them a round of applause, man. Let's give them the biggest hand claps possible. O-line for your mind. And honorable mention, man, let's just mention Connor Riley. Yeah, let's mention his name because we're seeing substance now, and we're seeing drop-offs now. Far as drop-offs in a good way, not in a bad way. Meaning that I can just pick up a player and drop him off over here, and you will see the extended version of what he can do. We got some depths, Law. Yes, Mike Laurie. Yes, we got depths, man. So round of applause to that. Kudos and credence to my co-host or however you want to call him, Clarence Hill, for giving us the hard information, as far as the hard answers from Schottenheimer, when he lamented the fact that normally when you're missing just one offensive lineman, the whole team would be in shambles. We missed 4 of them, and then we didn't miss a beat. There's a lot of things that people can take away and say, hey, man, they just the Jets. Quentin Williams don't want to sneeze at him. That defensive front is still a nice one. So we can't be sitting back saying, oh, man, that's just the Jets. Because I know a lot of people would love to have Cisco on this team. A lot of you all would love, oh, yes, y'all would love to have a Sauce Gardner. Oh, my God. I mean, somebody right now said, spleen? You mean to tell me I can get rid of my spleen for Quentin Williams? Some people right now watching say, man, I would donate my spleen away to have a Quentin Williams on this defense. And on every level, we were still able to dominate. So put a round of applause to what we were able to do offensively speaking. Hey. Yeah. And we still average over 400 yards a game, which still put us at the rankings of number 1. Not number 2, not number 3, but number 1. And that's just for what it is. And I like knowing that this team is focused in on that aspect because now even in a victory like that on the road, you can stack good things together, and you can put those things in perspectives now. And you got to say to yourself, okay, cool. I like what we were able to do. And I'm telling everybody, man, for a game like what we played, what you got to say to yourself, okay, the Cowboys, they put themselves in this great position by just competing and completing their mission at task. I like where my uncle said it right here, man. Let's see if I can play this all together. And I don't know if it can play, but we'll see if we can get it going. And how y'all doing? Put a 3 in the chat if y'all like what y'all hearing so far.
Defense.
BTA.
Cannot give up more than 17 points. Period. Cannot give up more than 17 points.
Got a super chat.
Darren Posey Sr. $5. Law is Clarence Hill 4 feet tall? His feet couldn't touch the floor.
Man, Clarence is he's taller than 4 feet. You know, it's just the angle of the camera, man. But Clarence, he's an agitator. He's one can argue an instigator, right? And for what it's worth, it is a situation whereas everybody need in any shape, form, or fashion of any media a guy like Clarence, right? And everybody need a guy like John Machota. So far, you know, them boys be like Nick Harris. He does a great job. Don't get it wrong. Jane Slater, she does a decent job. Not to throw any shades at her. Brad Sham, Babe Laufenberg. I mean, we missing Michael Gelkin. Michael Gelkin used to hit him right where it hurts at too, right? But I think that with John Machota and as well as Clarence, you need those two, you know. But neither here nor there. Let's listen to the playmaker.
It was 37-22. The defense, Dallas defense came in with 5 sacks total on the year. They left with 5 sacks total in this game. I know it's the Jets, and that's Justin Fields, and, you know, he's going to try to beat you with his legs, not just his arm. So he may hold on to the ball a little longer and try to make things happen that gives you an opportunity. But that's on that side. What I'm talking about is for Dallas in the mentality for the Cowboys. When they see they got 5 sacks, now they can say, oh, we can get 5 sacks without Michael Parsons. So now the mentality of that defense changes because a man's mentality is that man's reality. And you got 5 sacks.
Boy, you can learn some stuff from Michael Irvin, boy. A man's mentality equals a man's reality, man. Boy, Michael Irvin be preaching, boy. Y'all fail to realize that man, he need to be a preacher somewhere. He need to be in somebody's church, man. That boy right there, boy, he be on it, don't he? So some people, sometimes you don't know if you can do it until it's done. You don't know if you can do it until it's done. And then once it's done, everybody can pretty much say to themselves, release the hounds, right? This defense I know it's against the Jets. It's hard to not. Now, that part is hard to really, you know, pop champagne bottles and, you know, sipping on, you know, some good stuff. But as long as we are, because what we did against the Jets is what we should have done against the Chicago Bears to a degree and also against the Giants to a degree. But now what happened collectively, did y'all see Shamar James? Did y'all see them YBs out there? The Cowboys always have to learn the hard way because they have this mindset or mentality that we like our guys or the need to be right is a major thing for them. And they don't want to really change out anything. So it takes, crazy enough to say, it takes injuries in order for these guys to make any type of adjustments. And by the order of the football gods, you know, that's allow these guys to even show up. Can y'all put down how many tackles Shamar James had? And I'm not saying that these tackles, because just the week before, Sanborn led the team in tackles. But if you look at the two, they're different. They're different.
Coming in 4 games, and then you get 5 sacks in this 1/5 game of the season. That can change things for you and change things for your defense. And of course, we hope that's going to be moving forward. They got the Carolina Panthers next week, so I should see at least some of that also against the Panthers, even though the Panthers, they moved the ball pretty well and they won today, so they can move the ball. And Bryce Young is starting to play pretty good. But this is about the Cowboys. This is about Dak Prescott. This is about what I'm seeing right now and what I like. The Cowboys had like a triplet today, you know what I mean? Dak went for 237, Javonte Williams went for 135, and Flournoy had 114. That's the triplets, guys. That's the triplets. That's the mentality Emmett and I play with. We must win by land or by air. Whichever they give, we will take. Or we will just take what we want, but you must lose either by land or by air. And the Cowboys are starting to get that. Let me tell you what's so dynamic and so incredible about all of this. Now, Flournoy.
Let me just tell y'all, this is how Michael Irvin be preaching, dog. You know what I'm saying? I got to put this out there. Yeah. Let me say this right quick. Hold on. Bear with me, y'all. And this is what we need to know, man, because
send David to slay Goliath.
Hold on, here you go.
I did not send David to slay Goliath. I sent Goliath to prove to David that what resides in him is a giant slayer. And I want my young Dallas Cowboys to know, those young Davids to know, this giant that sits before you today, he is not for your destruction, it is for your construction. You will show the world that you will slay this giant. So you play together, one man with another. You play connected, each man for the other, and you slay this giant. I did.
So man, I'm telling you, man, Erg get me hyped, man. Even though it was many years ago, and this wasn't pertaining like us going up against the Jets. But what I'm saying is that sometimes you get somebody to speak life into you, man. It just make you run through a brick wall. It makes you get to moving. And while we talking about wide receivers, he about to talk about Ryan Flournoy, and I'm telling y'all, with Ryan Flournoy, it's to this point and to this degree. I was listening in to 105.3 The Fan early in the wee hours, or early in the mornings. And they had a topic lined up like, hey, going to training camp or Oxnard, what's the whole point? You don't get anything. And I was sitting there like in the comment section like, no, you do get a lot. Because you got to have soft eyes when you're looking at the field. So many people are surprised about Flournoy. So many people are surprised about Shamar James. But Law Nation's not, and those who follow the channel, not when we were able to showcase to the film. And here's another part of it. And this is no knives thrown at Jalen Tolbert. But these are the natural things that we see. If I had a wide receiver pecking order and I just move CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens to the side, you would have to say to yourself, for those who are out there seeing this, is that Flournoy always been solid. To this point and to this degree, Trayshawn Holden, solid. Mingo, solid. And I'm just going to move Turpin to the side. I'm going to just move Turpin to the side. Because, he's gadget guy. He can do it all, too. And he's better than what advertised, believe it or not. Turpin, if it wasn't for that foot injury, he might have went off in this game, right? And then you will introduce Jalen Tolbert. Jalen Tolbert, to me, is so far down that the only reason why he's getting more tick than these other boys, and it's no versus battle, but it's just what we've seen with our natural eyes. This was always waiting to happen. And another person that's going to really show up whenever he get his number called up will be Trayshawn Holden. it will be Trayshawn Holden. Like, the Cowboys, their evaluation talent is so backwards, in my opinion. I know it's Victory Monday. But that's just one room with the wide receivers. Like, I promise y'all, whenever Trayshawn Holden get his number called up, and for the life of me, when they called up Paris Campbell, I'm sitting like, what? You going to have Luke Campbell at least, but not Paris because he didn't show up to me in training camp or Oxnard. And I was there. I'm not using the Mickey, what's his name, Spagnola. Were you there? I'm not using that, but what I'm saying is basically, we can't go wrong with our wide receiver 3 being Flo. Technically, we can't go wrong with our wide receiver 3 being Mingo. That's why we came up with the phrase, Flamingo, But that's a whole nother conversation. On the flip side, guess what is similar to that? Guess what is similar to that, ladies and gentlemen? Them tight ends. Brevin Spann-Ford is him, man. Wait, when Brevin Spann-Ford get his chance and opportunity, y'all be like, Schoon, who? Making who? It's going to be a game. It's going to be a game before the season is over with that Brevin Spann-Ford is just going to go nutty if he was granted the amount of targets Ferg is getting right now. But I hate to say this, the only way we get a chance to see it, and I'm knocking on wood because I don't wish this to happen to no one, baby. I definitely don't wish it to happen to no one. The only way and I hate to say that, don't call me crass. The only way we would see it unless it's some type of injury to happen, and then Schoonmaker be like, hey, he's out for 4 or 5 weeks, and then Brevin Spann-Ford goes there, and I guarantee you, my bottom dollar, shoot, they going to be like, bring back Schoon for what? Y'all see what that Spann-Ford is doing? And, ooh, Paul, you taking the words out of my mouth. That Fairweather kid, ooh, that Fairweather kid is just as nasty. Just as nasty. Or nasty if you put that in there. So, hey, they got some talent at that tight end room. They do. And for those, also just to flip it to the defensive side, when we first saw Shamar James, it was like, yeah, we know he's raw. And when we started seeing, I was like, because this is what I always try to do. I try not to even recognize the name of the players, right? To me, I want to recognize who's just doing their job. And every time when we were doing our reviews out there, I said, man, who was number 50? Man, that number 50 just flying around everywhere. Man, that number 50, nice, And then I was joking with number 50 because I was looking at it like, man, the dude runs a slow 40 time. I mean, he can come down and hit. Don't really see him covering well. And then when you start looking at his tape, college tape, deep dive into his college tape, you say, hey, wait a minute, Cowboys may have something. And then when you start looking at some of the games, you sit there like, I know that they like 57. But number 50 is doing his thing. Yeah, number 50 doing his thing. And it wasn't even surprising to us. That's why we were saying, put him out there on the field, put him out there on the field. And that's what we're seeing now. So it's going to be so hard, man, for 57, Sanborn, to get his spot back is what I'm saying. Because what you don't want to do, even though he's a rookie and he's green, he's wet behind the ear. I'm talking about number 50, Shamar James. I would rather for us to go through those growing pains than to put 57 out there. And we know what he's doing, right? And I'm not beating him up, by the way, because I had some Sanborn people to reach out to me, and they thought that I'm just taking personal jabs at him and these sorts of things. Like a waste of space. I didn't mean it to come off that way. I don't, like when I'm talking, I don't have nothing written down. Everything is at the top of the dome. Everything is right from the mind, the cranium. So we pray for Sanborn. We hope all is well with him. But at the end of the day, there's the pine for your mind when you get back. It's going to be warm and comfortable because these other guys, Woo, they're just nice, man. They're just nice with it. Kenneth Murray, your days are number 2. And shout out to you. I know you're a veteran. But Overshown, what we're looking at is Overshown, we don't have to rush you back. But it's going to be hard to say that once you get out there on the field. I'm just saying what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. Let me talk my talk.
Going over 100 yards and it's one thing because
my guy BB13 said Sanborn is rated higher than all of those other linebackers yesterday. Let me say this, as far as the grades. And BB13, I feel you. But I've witnessed sources close to me. I sat down with somebody who worked with PFF, and they do the grades. And I said, how do you guys do the grades? We sat down and had a private conversation. Don't want to leak out the name. They said they get a person to watch the TV copy, and they focus in on said player, and they put down from their acknowledgement of what they thought that went on. And if you look at the people that do the grading, some of them never played. Now, they got to pass the test in order to get there. I get all of that. But you look at some of them, never played a day in anybody's football game. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to take away from PFF grades. So what I tend to do is I look at a grade by ladder of like, okay, quick view of things. But I'm looking at other things, like things that's more tangible. Pressures is neither here nor there. But tackles for losses, I'm looking at that. Sacks, I'm looking at that. When you're talking about PBUs, I'm looking at that. And when you're talking about tangible things like INTs, I'm looking at that. Far as whether players in zone versus man, some of these guys, man, they don't know what they're looking at. Some of them don't even know how to read defense in general. But they grading something like, come on, man. yeah. Just like, yeah. So I don't want to beat up PFF grading system, but what I'm saying is, and shout out to them, for being a partial sponsor last year. But that's a whole nother conversation. You get what I'm saying? What I'm getting at, and I ain't trying to mess up nobody's bag over here, Cowboy Nation. But what I'm saying is, don't fall in love with the grade. And some of you guys, matter of fact, most of you guys, like Big Amish, BB13, Special K, Seabass, Brandon Major, most of you guys, don't shortchange yourself. Don't shortchange yourself. You guys be spitting out knowledge more than what y'all think, and you guys follow the game and know the game more than you think. Trust your eyes, but verify though. Trust what y'all see, because some of you guys, y'all be right on the money with it. Believe it or not. Some people that's watching this stuff, that call in, Ghostface Gaming, all of y'all, some of y'all, Jared Jones, you too, some of y'all be knowing more than what y'all think y'all don't know, but y'all be right on the money.
Saw Dak against Green Bay, and Dak's on another level. You go back and look at the film for that Green Bay game, Dak was beating Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons beat the lineman every time, but Dak beat Michael Parsons. He knew he was on the other side. He knew he was going to be there.
Bad
he got the
24,
ball
you're right.
out of his hands very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And even when Michael was right here, he's like he knew he was there. He still got that ball out and made the play. And he's playing at that level now, where he's in total control. Even yesterday, someone jumped off sides. And when the defensive end jump or anybody jumps, the center has to snap the ball.
Right.
Because if he determined they jumped, he's not going to wait on Dak to say. So he snapped it. Dak caught it, fumbled a little bit, flipped it, bam, and threw that thing up the field because he knew he had a free play. And they made the play up the field. That's that Aaron Rodgers stuff. Remember I used to say, I want Dak to take over a football game from the quarterback position. And we're seeing that now, which makes it an incredible thing. Dak did this today. He did it today, missing 4 starting offensive linemen. 4 of the starting offensive linemen were out. Dude, you guys don't understand how well that bodes for the Cowboys because, okay, when everybody starts coming back, now you know those linemen, somebody's going to get hurt, and you feel confident that the guys you got in back of those guys can step in because they all have gotten some significant playing time and did a pretty good job. No, did an excellent job. They did an excellent job today protecting that, open up holes for Javonte Williams to run. They did an excellent job. I'm really proud of them. I'm proud of what I see with this offense doing and they're putting up another 37 points. Remember what I told you guys. Remember when we first started, I said, man, the Cowboys got to be around at 31, 32, 33 points a game.
Yeah.
But then we saw the defense and what it looked like. We had to up that number to say, man, I don't know, can they do 36, 37, 40? But that's what they're doing now.
You said Uncle look like Sealy, boy, you crazy. Man, shout out to the Playmaker, man. Be sure to go to his page right here. We're not going to play all of it, but I just wanted to give y'all some of it. And kudos and credence to the Playmaker, man. Sealy. Yeah, he said, boy. boy, y'all some crazy people, man. But shout out to him and all what he's able to do for the nation. The Cowboys in this game, I want to play Brian Baldinger, former Cowboy player. Let's play his version of what he saw, Pickens versus Sauce. And we can go along with this one, and I can't wait to hear y'all thoughts about this one. Hold on, let me put it right here. Bear with me. It's going to be tiny for those who can't see.
George Pickens trade's looking pretty good for Dallas. Here he is in the third quarter against Sauce Gardner. Release. Like he easily gets an easy release, and Sauce is trying to grab his jersey.
Look at that. In the NFL, that's a good separation. But what was so crafty about that play altogether was the simple fact that Pickens got away with the extension first, but he made it look so natural. And what I like about his craftiness is that he's been top 3 or top 4 in deep balls. He can catch them, pause if necessary. And we need this element. And if Pickens continue to extend, right? And even though Flanor had the bulk of the numbers or what have you, you can't dismiss the ex-receiver being able to win matchups against their prominent DB. So I like what he was able to do, but watch how many times Sauce tried to tug, pull, and keep up with Pickens.
He's trying to grab his hand. He's trying to grab anything he can to slow George Pickens down, but Pickens wants no part of it. This is Pickens' game, out on the outside. Like he's strong at the point of attack. Like he gets behind Sauce and then he finishes against Sauce. No matter what Sauce tried to do to him, Pickens was undeterred. And this play, 43 yards into the end zone, a great throw by Dak. Another great throw by Dak.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys are rolling. And Pickens is a big part of it.
No doubt, man. And Pickens, with that ability, as a wide receiver in the National Football League, you want your releases to be free, right? I mean, if teams is trying to press you, and they miss on their jab, and he's even, and it's literally no help over the top. If it's no safety, I would trust Dak Prescott to Pickens 10 times out of 10, not 9 out of 10, but 10 times out of 10 after seeing it against any DB. Now, I take that back. Surtain is nice. It is not. Surtain is nice. Patrick Surtain is nice, though. But technically, even if it's one-on-one, Surtain versus Pickens, the offense is, look, the scale is already heavily lean in your favor, right? And if Dak can set his feet, the ball is going to get there, and it's going to be toast time. Because, and you might as well say Toastmaster, because I trust And I think that Dak is developing that kind of caliber of trust with that 50-50 ball with Pickens. 2 catches is enough to break it, to bust open the defense, to have them to play honest. And it is. And we are making them bite with the run game. I love it. I love it. I love it. Because of the simple fact Javonte Williams is killing it when it's a light box. The man is averaging 5.7 yards per run. Now, I'm not in the business because I know how this goes. And I'm seeing a lot of people biting the bait, and I get that part too, ladies and gentlemen. I get that part of the debate, of the conversation, that old boy is just as equal as Saquon Barkley, and y'all know what I'm talking about, right? That side-by-side chart line. Let me see if I can pull it up. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, bear with me. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'm not fighting that particular banter there. Let me see if I can find it. I thought I had it somewhere here. Yeah, here it is, right here. Y'all can go back and forth with that. You know, I get it. You know, it's a good jab at the Eagles. Anytime I can find a jab at it, I will solidify that jab. But, you know, Javonte Williams, by ladder of stat-wise, biggest steal in the league right now, 79 carries, 447 yards rushing, right? 6 total touchdowns. 6! $3.5 million salary. And a lot of people are comparing that to Saquon Barkley with 304 yards, 4 total touchdowns, and a $20 million salary, right? Comparison is the thief of joy, and this will make Jerry Jones up out of the carnival land. You know, at the end of the day, you know, we want to put Jerry Jones. Hey, Jerry! Jerry! The dude get him up out of the carnival land. And then the other part of it is, I get it. Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lord. They say, move on, Lord, move on. Stop mentioning this. But, man, James, Houston, we have a problem. 3.5 sacks juxtaposed to Michael Parsons, 2.5. And the 1.1 versus 445. Oh, my gosh. Jerry, the Carnival Cruise. Come on down. You know, look, I can't even hold you. We go on a winning spree, and if James Houston continue to do his thing, and Javonte Williams continue to do his thing, boys, a lot of crow eating over here for Cowboys, including me. You know, Jerry Jones gonna be like, yeah, I told y'all naysayers, I know what I'm doing. yeah. Jerry go yeah. Jerry gonna get the laugh over here. Yes, indeed. I'll do a whole stream. If Javonte Williams ends with more rushing yards and more touchdowns than Saquon Barkley, and if James Houston by the end of the season end with more sacks, I ain't even going to talk about pressure, but just sacks, you know. If he end with more sacks than Michael Parsons, I'm going to put a red nose on me. I'm going to do a whole show with a painted face, and hey, I'm going to say, hey, Jerry, you won. Hey. Jerry! And we go into the postseason, I will do a whole stream, and it's going to be an apology tour to Jerry Jones. I'm going to have the painted face and everything. I'm going to have my beard the same, though, and I'm going to have a red nose. And I'm going to say, Jerry won. Jerry.
What's your point? Okay, so what?
Yeah. I'm just saying, man. I'm gonna say I'm the biggest clown because if all of this happening, but I'm still not satisfied, Jerry. I need for you to do one little thing. we got all of this money now. We got all of this remunerations, and without hesitations nor deviations to the matter, I still want to win now. And I'm definitely not trying to say all of this just because we done beat the Jets. We got a little long way to go. But at the end of the day, I do agree. I do agree with my guy, Clarence Hill, on this topic line right here to solidify this. The NFC is wide the world open. No big bad wolves out there. No juggernauts. The Cowboys are right there with Dak Prescott playing on an MVP level. He's playing on an MVP level. And Jerry should make that trade to add I don't think necessarily it should be just the pass rush, but I'm agreeing with Clarence Hill to this point. Let's do something, though, to really tilt the scale to add to this MVP type of run. Do y'all agree? BB13 says Pickens extension, Yeah. It could be that. And then, of course, my guy, my brother from another mother, no other, don't look like Danny Glover. Keep it cool with us. He says, boss, show me a righteous thought below. It will be malpractice for the Cowboys to be passive on trade and waste the Dak Prescott MVP season. And you're right. And Ice Cold said Dak is definitely on the MVP level again. And this is all brought to you by not just having it being one-dimensional, by giving it multiples, by having other guys to be able to stand up. I get it. I understand, ladies and gentlemen, the cost that is involved. Right? That's right, Marcus Holland, BB13, Daniel M. We don't get this every year. Of what I'm most importantly satisfied with is that we don't get offense like the way this offense is operating when we have so many negatives on our offense. You seen all of them people hurt? We don't normally do that. You see that? What's going on? You seen all of the weak pieces we have on defense? And we still able to tie it against Green Bay. I get all of that. We should have won that game. That's a whole nother conversation. But we are able to move it along, go on the road, right? And win convincingly against the Jets and didn't play down to their competition. So that's why I like it. And we got to close the gap. I get that. The football journey is a marathon, not necessarily a sprint here. And we do know troubled times are coming for teams that's on top. You don't want to peak too soon, right? And when chaos is there, I love it. And let me just look at everything. We know how this can all roll. I'm looking at, for dare I say, the Cowboys. We're still in the third ranking so far. We got the Washington right ahead of us. The Chargers had one job to do. Man, the Chargers. I'm mad at the Chargers. Harbaugh, I'm mad at you, man. Yeah, they had one job to do. And the thing that I like more about the Philadelphia Eagles, they done lost one game and they lost their mind. Oh, my God. They people over there in Eagles land, you might as well. They lose one game and they got concerns all about everything, And I take that. I like the fact that they're crumbling. And that's a good thing for us to see these type of things going around in the Eagles community. And this is all glorious, especially when it's time to hear he cooked his own quarterback. I love it because at the end of the day, if anything, if them birds would have had some droppings of wins, they would be over here still talking about their team. Yeah.
It looked like you slowed up on the play. Did you not think the ball was coming your way, or what happened with that?
I didn't think the ball was coming. When I looked up, I didn't see the ball. And I looked back, I didn't see the ball. And then the ball was thrown. So like I said, we just missed.
Did you guys talk after the play about maybe if it
I love it.
communication, what happened?
Falling apart,
Like
birds.
Is that close? Is that one of those plays? From my point of view, I'm not about to talk.
Talk today.
Can you tell us why? That would be talking. There's nothing to say.
I think you'll talk this week. You don't know.
I love it, boy.
It ain't directly towards y'all, though. So
Yeah. I love it, boy. I love all of this, you know. And at the end of the day,
you guys can.
At the end of the day, hold on. I'm gonna play this just for context, you know. And we enjoying ourselves today on this victory. Oh my goodness, on this victory Monday. And let's pour some more alcohol down the wound. You know what I'm saying?
And you got to stack that line of scrimmage, and you give him one-on-one outside all day anyway. Now he can make plays because he throws the ball up, and Javonte Smith went and got it. A.J. Brown will go and get her. But when they start junking it up, it causes a problem for Jalen Hurts. And I guarantee you this, you will see this for the next few weeks. Them junking it up and then pulling out. And then backing out. Let me say it that way before I have to pause all that. And then backing out. Backing out, which gives Jalen Hurts an issue. Why? Because he can't beat you shoulders up with a quick passing game like a Dak Prescott does.
Come on with it.
Like a Joe Burrow does. Like a Joe Burrow does.
There you go.
Same thing Tom Brady used to do. That's the issue right there with Jalen Hurts. When it comes to you got to win just throwing the ball, he can't win just throwing the ball. Now, he can't.
Now. Hurts can win, but so many people in the comment box, they're so busy fighting the narrative about this. And they say, well, he threw a lot in the Super Bowl, and he outdid Pat Mahomes and all of this stuff. Granted, I get all of that. But everybody, mama, uncle knows what Irvin is saying is right. It was one-on-ones to the outside. They dedicated on stopping Saquon Barkley, which they did. But either you're going to live by one or die by another. And look, the blueprint, Recluse, yeah! The blueprint is there. And it's finna break them down, and them beaks and feathers finna be everywhere. I love it.
If it's one-on-one coverage all day. But if it's not,
pull up the tape, Irv. Irv gonna pull up the tape on them. I love it. Why should you pull up that tape?
One-on-one coverage, and they giving you a different, they disguising those coverages and dropping back playing zone, it becomes a difficult thing. I watched A.J. Brown run a 4-pump. That's when you go in, you run an in route, and then you take it up. He was wide open.
Yeah.
He slowed down because he didn't believe Jalen Hurts was going to get that ball there. Now, Jalen threw the ball. If he'd have kept running, maybe he would have caught that ball.
He took the top off the defense.
But I wouldn't have stopped running because I know Troy going to throw the ball. I'm depending on it. I know it. I trust it. A.J. Brown didn't trust it, and he slowed up. That's something to look at and think about. I'm telling you. And you got.
Yeah, so the diabolical realisms of it all. And let that continue to sizzle down. Let it continue to sizzle, because at the end of the day, that's a miscommunication, right? Miscommunication. And that's okay. Cowboy Nation, we on top. I love playing the bad guys. September, you can give it to the Eagles. You can give it to them. To a degree, October may be split upon us and the damn Washington team. We might have a good October. But what I'm banking on, what I'm definitely banking on, is having a good November and a great December. Let us get hot at the tip of it. And when we get hot during the tip of it, let us go into this postseason on flames. Shoot. We trust everybody on that offensive line. Big trust. We trust our running backs. And wait till Maffa get back. Oh, it's going to be nice. We trust our backups of our backups with the wide receivers now. Boy, we're going to be battle tested, boy. Don't y'all see that? We're going to be battle tested in this building. We just relying on most of our star-studded guys to continue to be healthy. And you know it's crazy world when Law Nation is sitting back chilling and is forced, I have to say this, is forced to agree with this guy right
You
here.
guys can laugh at me. You can call me crazy.
I'm ready for this one. Skipping all black too. Let's get it.
You can call me delusional Cowboy fan. I still believe in this team, even after these crazy 4 games they've played. I do believe they're going to make the playoffs because I do believe they can go win at the Jets, and I do believe they can go win at Carolina, and I do believe they can come home and beat Washington because they always play them historically tough. I believe they can win 3 in a row and get back in that Cowboy saddle. I still see 5 or 6 more winnable games if they start to get right on defense, and I still believe the pieces are there on defense. My quarterback's playing at an MVP level.
Man, don't y'all know how painful it is to agree with Skip Bayless? Boy, I'm agreeing with him. He cooking. Hold on.
And it's the MVP because I can't justify it with the record. I still have the greatest kicker in the history of kicking. When CD gets back, I will have as good a dynamic duo of receivers as you can find in this league when I get them both going. And Little Turpentine has Tyreek speed. Diggs and Deron Bland, I'm sorry, they're really good, and they're better than they have played. If you can get me respectable defense, I will give you offensive explosions, and I will give you wins stacked. I say they're going to win 10 games and go into the playoffs. You guys can.
Hey, man, as much as we can't stand that guy right there, hey, where were the lies, man? Where were they? You know, where were they? And I'm not trying to blend my audience with their audience or to give you guys a taste of Skip Bayless, but where was the lies at? And we know Bland can play better than what he's playing. I can give Skip that. We know Trayvon Diggs, of all people, can play better than what he's been playing. And every week, believe it or not, Trayvon Diggs is getting better and better. He's not regressing. You know, I can see where I would say, hey. And if the Cowboys did this the right way and the proper way, we probably wouldn't have been able to see Trayvon Diggs until November. But he was here since week 1. And this defense, by letter of us getting hurt and then putting our people out there that we all seen that's better, maybe they could knock some real good sense into Matt Eberflus. Linebackers been our Achilles heel in the middle of the field because the linebackers switch off is such an important pivotal role to these safeties. The safeties is the last line of defense, but they are also relying on the linebackers to do their job. And if they wasn't doing their job, it's a trickle-down effect. And, of course, we got Wanye out there, phenomenal coming down, cracking, right? And I'm seeing, even to a degree, Dono cracking. And they're learning. It's literally Matt Eberflus is learning on the job of what these guys can do. And we sitting there like, come on, man. Key Reynolds says, Law, I have the Cowboys going 13-3-1. Book it. And Reynolds, if that happened, and by you saying 13-3-1, we would know whether or not that's happening or not down the stretch. I got something special for you, bro. I got something special. Just remind me. If that happens, bro, I got something special for you all the way. The Leprechaun and the podcast, you know. hey, boy, I feel you on that. But with all of that being said, Cowboy Nation, I like what we're doing overall. And before we go any further, I want you guys to like this right here. Come on with it.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using code LAW. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
Call your shots on Sleeper. I got one more thing I got to play y'all.
I mean, my ears work. So I heard it, but I didn't hear it to your answer. It's week 5. I don't care. I don't care if it was week 17. I've told y'all what I want to win, the team goals. Right now, the success and the continued success is going to happen just beneficiary of all the guys in that locker room.
Stephen A., a big performance by Dak Prescott. Is he the MVP of the league right now?
Hold on before he started to speak. And be sure with Sleeper, and when you download Sleeper, 100 deposit match up to $100 will be given to you. Also, we're running a specialized promo that once you download the app, we got $20 for you before you even reach down and put a deposit in there. So let that sink into your mental. But you got to use promo code LAW to get that great promo. I like the fact that Dak Prescott said that it's not about MVP. Matter of fact, he's on the Brandon Ross side of things. It's not about the regular season. It's about the postseason. Michael Irvin said something earlier that I hope you guys caught. Your mentality will equal your reality. It's the mindset. You become what you think. That's why I say all the time here, thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be established. Everything in this room was once upon a time in the mindset of someone. And then they start to write it out, and then they start to put it out, and then they spoke it into the existence that we see today. Randy with the super chat, let the AI speak.
Randy Cadell, $5. I got 11-6 law, and I hope by Flournoy playing good don't cause Pickens to not get paid. I know the Cowboys law.
Oh, let me pull this one up, Randy. And there's levels to it. Ryan played a great game, but he haven't ascended yet. You can say, don't touch him. He haven't ascended, but he's not on that level. If you look back at the tape, his great game came only on behalf of the fact that the attention was on Pickens. When I say I want my ancillaries to do their job when their numbers called, right there at that third spot is very warranted for them. Right there at that second spot is just as good. But close your eyes and imagine this, ladies and gentlemen. If we know he can cook at the second level on a consistent basis, boy, wait till he become a real staple piece at the third level. When Lamb get back, oh my gosh. And Dak will trust, and I trust to this point on those deeper balls to Pickens more than I even trust CD Lamb. So now you're going to open up so many dimensions. But let's not get carried away. Let's not milk this bull, in the words of Big Amish. Let Ryan Flournoy continue to build and stack his resume up. But I think that he's cemented in as a legitimate third wide receiver right now. But he ain't a second on a solid level yet. And keep this in mind. Pickens came here with the notion that he's not the number 2, that he's technically a 1B, but that's a whole nother conversation.
I'm going to say yes. I know that a lot of people are going to shock. They're falling off their seat because I'm giving Dak Prescott that kind of credit. But I am a fair-minded individual. I believe in being fair-minded. He deserves strong consideration for league MVP honors right now. He definitely is overachieving. It's not something we haven't seen before. He's like 29, 30 games over 500 as a starter in his career. So this is the regular season. This is when he does it after all, not necessarily the postseason. But that doesn't take away from what we're seeing him right now. You saw the 237 yards, the 4 touchdown passes. We see what he's been doing this year right now. He's ranking second in passing yards behind Matthew Stafford, tied for third with 10 touchdown passes, tied for fifth with 71% completions, tied for third with Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold in terms of QBR. And he's got 2 fourth-quarter comebacks, second behind only Baker Mayfield. And so, yeah, you could look at Daniel Jones, for example, and the way that he's been playing in Indy, but I'm looking at the success of Jonathan Taylor and the way that he's been balling. When you look at Sam Darnold in Seattle, I'm looking at their defense and what they're usually doing, yesterday notwithstanding. And I just say to myself, with CeeDee Lamb out, with Micah Parsons having been traded, with the pressure clearly falling on the shoulders of Dak Prescott, he has answered the call, and right now I think he needs to be a leading candidate for league MVP honors. But I also want to applaud him for this. I want to applaud him for saying it's the regular season. It doesn't matter whether it was week 4, week 5, or week 17. Because what he acknowledged is what we should all feel.
Yeah, I love that aspect. Let's say it again.
Not send David to slay Goliath. I sent Goliath to prove to David that what resides in him is a giant slayer. And I want my young Dallas Cowboys to know, those young Davids to know, this giant that sits before you today, he is not for your destruction, it is for your construction. You will show the world that you will slay this giant.
Like a double entendre. The giant is the NFL. That got to be David every single week. If the defense still ranked 32nd, 31st respectfully, I said 31st respectfully, ain't that crazy? Is that we got to do things that's unbelievable in order to stay afloat. Law, what do you mean? Well, last year, granted, there were a lot of folks saying, hey, man, let's give Joe Burrows this pass because their defense is so porous. Burrows, for those who can argue, technically is a better thrower of the ball. He secured the ball. He's the best thing since sliced bread. He had T. Higgins. He had Jamar Chase for all of last season. On top of that, he had a decent run game. I think they were still able to get 1,000 yards. And their argument, and then he still had a guy to give you 18 sacks. Their argument was that he played with a porous defense. So let's dismiss the information of them going to the postseason. Technically, the Bengals had a better defense than the Cowboys had last season, believe it or not. But what I'm getting at, ladies and gentlemen, is that people swept that under the rug and didn't even mention the Cincinnati not going to the postseason because everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac, and Biggie climbing out of the grave was saying, hey, their defense is terrible. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Our defense is worse than what he had last season. But the expectations for us to get to the postseason is still bestowed upon everyone, right? And especially number 4 with the silver and blue and the star on the side of the helmet and what the Cowboys need to do. Now, granted, if we are able to do just that, continue for Dak Prescott to carve upon these teams like he's doing, and we get to the postseason, I don't want to hear a word about that he shouldn't be mentioned into the MVP category or stance, right? Because now he's doing things that even a better quarterback that they said couldn't do because he didn't have defense. Come on with it. So let's go, Cowboy Nation. And before we go a little bit further, hey, I do like the notion and the connotations that we put BTA to the Jets. But let's talk about it.
Brunt Workwear. Let's not work in pain, but let's work in comfort. And I'm talking about quality comfort. Brunt Workwear brings you that element of comfort, stability, and also durability. With Brunt, your number one workwear out there in the field, built to last, built to survive, and also leaves you with style and grace. So visit bruntworkwear.com and use promo code LAW and pick up you a pair.
Most certainly, bruntworkwear.com/LAW. The information and all of the ingredients is located down in the description box. Be sure to check us out, Brunt2ASS. That's what we did against the Jets. Put that in the chat, BTA. We got a new meaning for that, and that's from Brunt. Let's go. Let's continue to elevate and work out things in the best workwear boot in the land. Let's not operate out of pain, but let's operate out of comfort. That's Brunt Workwear. Since this is Victory Monday, and I know I'm a little delayed, but not denied today, it's time for us, and I know I got more commercials than Tubi right now. And that's a good thing because that's the growth aspect of the nation. I really appreciate you guys. But before we open up them phone lines, just know if you're traveling around Dallas, right, and someone else is traveling around Dallas and they run into the back of you, fender bender, slip and fall at work, climbing the ladder, and then someone taking the ladder from under your feet, and you fall and bust up all of your face and all of this stuff in your chest, and you laid out like Family Guy. You already know who you need to call. And don't hesitate to jump on, because it begins just like this.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first.
Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
And they understand the cost that is involved.
Call my phone. That's Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers, backed by over a combined of 100 years of experiences. Dial 214 or 817 and all of the threes you can dial. Be sure when you dial Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers that these lawyers would take great care of you, not advantages of you. And when you use specialized information like Law Nation sent me, come on, man. That's like having a double lawyer on your side. And speaking of on your side, if you can't visit that website, or if you can't dial that number, just visit the website. And that's frankelfirm.com, Cowboy Nation. Let's get it. Now, my hotline for your mind, 657-390-7391. Come on, baby. Victory! Yeah. Law, where's that winning jacket? Oh, I need to bring out the winning victory jacket. I forgot all about that. I definitely going to have to bring out my winning victory jacket on the scene. Yes, indeed, Cowboy Nation. All right, with that being said, the hotline for your mind, I got from the 607. DJ, you're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
Yo, what's good, Law, man? What's
good?
up, man? Yo, it's good in cowboy country. That's all I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
Oh, it feels. Hey, yo, all I'm saying is you can go back in your shows. I was the first one to call the MVP. Yo, you know it too. I called it. I said, yo, Dak Prescott, MVP, 35 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So note that down. I put that down.
Okay. Hey, man. So, DJ,
yo,
I want it to happen too. Mm-hmm.
Yo, but it's so nice, man, on some real stuff. It's so nice that you see Dak in his zone. It doesn't matter if the defense is playing good. We just know that he's going to come through. Like, I don't, 1 second think that he's not getting 7. And it feels so good. I don't care who we playing. Like, it feels good that we finally can go in there Dak, is he going to throw that pick? Nah.
Yeah.
Dak's going down there driving. Nobody can tell me he's not a top 5 quarterback. It just feels good to finally say, he's in that conversation right now. And it's good. And Houston, defense is improving. That's what we got. I think Diggs and them are getting healthy.
Right.
So we can start playing man. We can start playing man again because we got to get out of zone. But we're getting Houston. We're getting a little pressure.
Yeah.
It's coming together, Law. I see it. It's coming together, baby. It's getting beautiful. I can't. And Rico's talking.
Come on.
Rico's talking, boy.
Yeah. Come on. Let him know, DJ. Let him know.
Rico, you better shut your mouth, boy. You ain't even getting over 50 yards tonight. You about to get stomped, boy.
Come on with it.
Crazy, man. Man, Javonte Williams about to have a buck again on you. Don't mind. You know Pickens is going to do. You already know what Pickens is going to do, boy.
Yes, indeed.
All
right, DJ. In closing, let me hear you say it.
Man, how about the Cowboys, man? DC for life, boy.
Yes, indeed. That's DJ. Go, DJ. That's my DJ. Come on with it, baby. Yes, indeed. Trip Aces. What's going on, Trip? Yeah, boy. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Trip, I don't know where your comment at, but he says, man, we are hyped over beating the Jets. Yes. Because I'm old enough to remember the parade that they had in 2019 when they beat us, right? When the Jets beat us with Sam Darnold and all of them boys, they let us have it that year. They had 4 or 5 episodes on ESPN 1, 2, and 3, and Fox. Yeah. So, if we lose, they talk about us. When we win, they talk about us. But at the end of the day, we got some Novocaine. We got some fight, some pushback to this thing. Come on with it. So, So, we gonna talk about this. Yeah. We bust ours. Yeah. Yes. So, it's good. It's good. It's good for us to talk our talk. Because this is our last day talking, right? Well, no, we got one more day. And then Wednesday is all about Panthers. Only reason why I say you got one more day because we got to still do our show on Tuesday, Cowboys Collective. But I want y'all collectively to be talking. Don't y'all know that these people, these players, they listening to all of these shows? Yeah, it's like vitamin. While they driving, they working out, they say, let me tune in to Law Nations, hear what these people talk. So now, true story. I ain't lying to y'all. I ain't gonna have to lie to Luke Kane. They listen to these podcasts. When Sam Wynn working out and stuff, he been tuning into my homie Law. Yeah. Oh, Elam be here. He's, man, I heard what y'all been saying on the podcast, and y'all think that we gonna govern our mouth about him? No. They gonna have to, when you pray for rain, you gotta deal with the mud too. So it will make this position hard. But I want y'all to also, when we win, they want to also hear some good praises. Right? All right, I got the next caller. Voss. Oh, he done dipped up out of here, Voss. All right, so the next callers, instead of Voss, and I'm not talking about Voss, I'm talking about Voss like the water with the V. But the next caller I got from the 910, too cool, UN. Talk to me.
BTA Jets.
BTA Brunta ass Jets. Yeah, come on with it.
Hey, bro. Hey, for whoever in the chat talking about we getting excited about the Jets, man, listen, man, those motherfuckers grown too. That's an NFL team too. And I'm not gonna sit here and say that nobody want to talk about the Jets defense. Nobody want to talk about the Ravens defense because they had them in top 5 at the beginning of the year. Where they at now? I think we 31. I think the Ravens 30.
Oh yeah, nah. Well,
but they won in what? 1-4.
Are you talking about the defensive ranking, or are you talking about the winning ranking?
What are the Ravens at?
The Ravens. Hold on. I got the stat. I've just pulled it up earlier.
30 to 29.
They are. Hold on, because here's the thing. When I pull up PFF, they are a day behind. Absolutely. So when I look up the Ravens, and this is the better way to look at it, they are the 31st ranked defense, and we're the 32nd ranked defense.
Right there, but when you coming into the year, when you look at it on paper, the Ravens got a better defense.
Hell yeah,
that's injury,
on paper,
better defense. Yeah. And for whoever in the chat talking about The Jets, we talking about the Jets. Man, listen, this is a prolific offense. I already called it. I said that man gonna throw over 5,000 yards. Man, that defense ain't nothing to sneeze at on the Jets side of the ball. We just embarrassed that ass.
Yeah. I mean,
how many sacks would Green Bay got as a team?
Boy, you put me on the
11.
spot. Oh, you got 11? Okay.
They got 11.
Okay.
How many the Cowboys got?
Shoot, we got like 10 now at least.
We got 10.
No, hold on. The only reason, the only thing is that it's convoluted now because the Green Bay did had an off week, so they had their bye, so that's the reason why.
So, but I tell people this, man. You gotta look at football in a bunch of different lenses, right? When you talk about scrambling quarterbacks, the best scrambling quarterback we could have played so far this year, outside of Jayden Daniels, was Justin Fields. When you're looking at that game, just like you said, when you put James Houston in the game, when you put those boys in the game, you start rotating players and stuff, you see how them sacks start coming, they confidence start building up. See, now they got that confidence. They got that thing. They got that you know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying though is what I've been saying for the longest. Man, these boys got to form a brotherhood, man, at the end, by the time playoffs come. When the playoffs come, they got to win 4 games. And they're going to go through hell together to get there. Everybody talking all this cash stuff about the Cowboys defense right now, but you better be looking at the Eagles over there. Man, this man all in Jalen Hurts' head, his mental has become his reality, and he gonna fumble the ball, he gonna fumble the bag when they play us that last game. We will go into the playoffs as the NFC East champs. We will, because Dak Prescott ain't never lost to the Commanders, when he's a starting quarterback. He has never lost to the Giants. We will beat the Eagles, and we will be the number 1 seed in the NFC going to the playoffs. Just watch.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you for calling in, Too Cool. Thank you, man.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them, man? That's a good call from my guy, Too Cool. And Trip Aces, man, he's my guy, man. He's been following the channel for a long time, not a short time. And I get it, he is. Here, I can't never tell people how to fan, right? And I would never tell people how to fan, right? There's some people who say, yeah, I believe what you're saying, but let me feel them holes in your hand. You know what I'm saying? I got to feel it. There's some people that's sitting there saying to themselves, they ain't finna get me no more. They ain't finna get me no more. No way, Jose. And I applaud those type of fans. You know what I'm saying? Like it is for what it is, man. Let me see if I can find it. So hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Let me find this meme right quick. Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. There's some people. I'm gonna see. Nah, it ain't it. I'm gonna find it in a few seconds. Right quick. Hold on. But I can't find it, boy. But there's some people's like, man, the Cowboys ain't finna get me no more. No way. I get it. They didn't had me all season long, and we got to the postseason. Nah. I'll start rooting all the way hard when we get to the NFC Championship. And you can't tell these folks, man, not how to fan. I mean, people literally put all of their emotions on the sleeves of this team, their heart. So not everybody heal like Wolverine. I definitely don't heal like Wolverine, but it is what it is. I'm still mad. I'm still mad at Green Bay. I'm still mad at the 49ers. I'm still mad at us losing in the postseason with those 2 teams right there. It's damaging. It says Trip Aces. Trip Aces is in the closet crying right now. DP and Styles for the $2 super chat. Yes, indeed. So, all right, let's let the next caller on from the Show Me State. 314, you in the building, man. Talk to me.
What's up, Law?
What's up?
This kid, my name is Kier Reynolds, bro.
Reynolds, Kier. I mean, what I'll be calling you? I'm messing your name up, Reynolds, huh?
Right, you been calling me K Reynolds, but it's cool.
K
It's
Reynolds.
cool.
Yeah.
Law.
What's up?
All I want to say is this. All we got to do is stick to the plan, fam. I don't know what your thoughts is about maybe getting another edge rusher, but I'm thinking about Bradley Chubb maybe or Trey Hendrickson, and keep James in there. James is a dog, man. He's a straight dog. And if we just stick to the plan, man, stick to the plan. I'm still saying 13, 3, and 1.
Right.
I'm not going to change that. And then I predicted the score for the Jets game. I was 2 points off. I said 38-20, and what was the score?
It was literally 37-22.
There you go. So I love what you're doing on this podcast that you got going on, man. I've been a Cowboy fan for 1975 to right now, and I'm the guy that told you about my father, Robert L. Reynolds.
Okay, played for professional
for
football.
the Cardinals.
Cardinals. Okay.
Yeah.
That explains why you in St. Louis. Okay. Now what else you got?
Yes, sir. I just want us to just get everybody on the same page, man, and stop downing us when we do things that, you know what I'm saying? It's just mental mistakes that I see on the defense at sometimes. But that can get eventually back together once we get Overshawn back, once we get, you know what I'm saying, get Brandon them back in that defense. I wish we could just get out of this zone and do something different. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you really feel about that, but I just want to see something different and switch it up on defense a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you for calling in, Reynolds. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, bro. But before I let you go, and I'm gonna try to answer that on the way out. But let people hear it though, bro.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them, man? That's Reynolds, man. Here's what I'm gonna say. Zone defenses aren't good. I mean, you look at the Green Bay Packers when we was in the postseason, they ran a zone vision-based defense. You look at the 49ers in the postseason, they ran a vision-based zone defenses. The part of the problem with the Dak Prescott in the postseason was due largely to zone defenses. I don't get it why people think that man-to-man defense, that's where Dak Prescott had issues with. No, it was more zone. Why? Because we were such a one-dimensional team, and when teams played us, we couldn't run them up out of zone. We couldn't get them up out of those soft looks, especially in boxes or what have you. Now Dak is seeing zone all in practice. Shoot, that's another reason why he's getting even better this year opposed to what he did the previous year. But zone defenses also marry each other with the pressure up front. Any DB that ever played the game know that if they are able to sit on routes and they know that ball got to get out within 2 seconds or less, and that's very hard to do, that they can do a whole lot, especially in this defense. So what we're seeing is that once these guys get in rhythm, and I'm talking about Bland and Trayvon Diggs, the two outside corners, once they get in rhythm, they will be better pressed up on these guys, especially off of their releases. And then if they get to know this defense a little bit better and can freestyle just a little bit, oh, my God, we are in heaven as it relates to this defense of having everything to just come to us. But what we can't do is skip the process of learning. Keep this in mind. And I'm not trying to sugarcoat Matt Eberflus' system. But we did look a little bit better when they put the YBs in there, because you're going to have to react quicker when you're in zone because you're seeing the quarterback go through his progressions and you're sitting and you're on that spot. And if you can just jump on some of those things knowing that you got help over the top, boom, it's going to work out well for us. But in order for this to work, we got to have our front seven playing better. And they are creating more pressures off the edge. And now what Michael Irvin said, that mentality is going to mix in and become the reality. Because now these guys know. You can say anything and everything that you want about the Jets. But you can't say that they have a horrid, terrible offensive line. That offensive line is there. Let the next caller on from the 915, and then I got the VIP in the building. But the 915, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by Sleeper. Talk to me.
Hey, boss, thank you for letting me on, man. I just want to say, how about them Cowboys first and foremost?
How about them, man? How about them?
Secondly, I think, like, our defense, once you get Overshown back, they might want to, like, incorporate on almost like a shadow safety, if you will. The way he's going to eye the back, his speed, his intelligence, it's going to light that whole back end up because our middle linebacker isn't doing nothing but taking space. So I think once you get that added speed and that added just intelligence off the ball, it's going to change the whole dynamic and speed of that defense, where now it frees up the Trayvon Diggs, the Bland, and everybody else to kind of, like you said, freestyle a little bit, kind of corner them out, push them out the box, if you will. You know, because now you got that added pressure because we know he could rush, but he also could cover. He could cover too, and also run with a slant route off the tight end.
You're right.
You know what I mean? So I think it's just every year it's always one or two pieces missing.
Yeah, one or two.
And I personally think once we get those injuries out at one or two pieces, then on top of that, everybody's negating the fact that we were missing half our starting line on the offense and still did what we had to do.
Yeah.
Both with the Packers and now with the Jets. So again, these chess pieces, once they come back onto the field and get that board all the way set, it's gonna be fun to watch.
It's gonna be really fun to watch, man. You right on the money, man. Who I'm speaking with today, man? Who are you?
Oh, my name is Andre Montiel. I'm out of El Paso, Texas.
Andre, okay. What else you got for us, Andre?
That was really it. I just wanted to shine light on the defense. Like, it was more so that I feel like we're just 1-2 pieces away. Now, there was something I saw. I don't know if it was fabricated, but like they were trying to aim for, I always forget his name, whole boy from the Raiders that has all the tattoos. He's a hell of a pass rusher.
Yeah. Max Crosby. And how they losing, but it's going to have to be a situation that, it got to fit for
But with
us.
our cap space and with our now deal with Micah, how we got those draft picks, maybe we could flip one of those and be like, all right, here you go. You know what I mean? There's butter on the table, if you will.
Most certainly, man. Definitely, man. I would take a deep dive in that and see if anybody from the inside knows whether or not Crosby is a real thing, right? And
Andre, he could be our Charles Haley, if you will. Not saying that he is.
They're not saying that he is.
Could be.
Could be. Definitely will take a look into that and ask the beat writers, man, if they're hearing anything loosely about that. But I appreciate you for calling in.
You as well. You stay blessed, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Good call from him. Rumors are rumors. I am hearing this little small rumor that should the Cowboys trade for Bengals pass rusher Trey Hendrickson. Now, ML football is sometimes some of the stuff be satire and sometimes the stuff be truth, right, in plain sight. At this point, when you're so close to having dominancy, right, and you're so close, you are in that middle road, right? Like, do you go right or do you go left? I'm the type of person, F it, don't go right nor left. Go straight up the middle. Create your own pathway Don't worry about what people are saying, that this would be the right decision or the wrong decision. Do what you need to do. That's why sometimes I'll be like, some people are like, hey, man, your platform, you should want to talk Cowboys, especially on other platforms. No, I'm Law Nation. I just don't say Law Cowboys, right? And even though I talk about things that I'm proud of and I talk about things that I love, which is the Cowboys, I'm still Law Nation. And I need Jerry to have that same mindset. Like, people tell me I shouldn't go spend this money for this particular player. But if you see, and if something tugging at your heart that you know that this can be the difference maker, do it. Do it. Because Trey gonna get to that quarterback. We may not even need it. But it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have it than to have the opportunity and not be prepared. That's how I'm looking at it, right? I'm just saying. So at the end of the day, we got to get what we need to get out of this situation, if possible. I got from the VIP hotline for your mind, from the 860. Talk to him.
That's right, Lord. We're going to rinse this limit. Lord, it's VIP, baby. Lord, there's a few things I took out of the game. First, Lord, I want to say shout out to my niece. I seen her online last night. I like her. I love it, Lord. I love to see that next generation, our legacy.
Oh, yeah.
So I love to see that, Lord. So shout out to my niece. Show us some love.
It's hard when you look at the...
Lord, let me ask you this. It's simple math, Lord.
Uh-huh.
How many players get to play at one time, Lord? I just want to give a math equation because somebody said something earlier. I just want to just bring it to the light. Is 11 players, correct me if I'm wrong, Lord.
Yeah, 11 guys. You're right.
Out of our offensive starting team, we had 6 players off. If any other team, Lord, had one starting, with just one starter off, they start making up all kind of excuses for, they're down a starter, Lord, and I don't expect them. I heard Brian Broaders come out of his face and say, we're down our offensive line and we don't have a champ, Lord.
Yeah.
Now, the next day, everybody's, quarterback Monday, where everybody's like, we were expected to win. We expected to beat the Bears.
Yeah.
So stop, man. I think some people, Lord, and I told you about the people in the middle lane with the mask that bothers me. It's just some people, that's their ideology, Lord. They got to stay in this middle lane. They're afraid to create their own lane, Lord.
Yeah.
My mother told me a long time ago, Lord, don't be afraid to be an outlier. I've been an outlier my whole life, Lord, and something I saw, Lord, is a few keys I picked out of the game, because I dissect the game in a different way. I look for somebody to bring it to the VIP section.
Okay.
And Jay Will made our line look good, Lord. There was a play that he made, I think it was a third down play, Lord. And he made a play, Lord. He broke 2 tackles and ran over the third player.
Yeah.
To get that first. Plays like that, Lord, they go hidden. But Lord, if I was Jerry, and people start talking about, this is what I'm leading to, people start talking about money and draft. Jerry is not giving up draft picks. Jerry loves the limelight, B. He already told
Cowboys had a total of 5.
So if you think he's going to give up that draft day limelight to be in the limelight twice in the first round,
I got to tell you,
stop smoking. Or whatever you smoking, pass it.
Pass it.
Or put it out. Because we all know, we're going to
Cowboys
praying a week. When is the trade deadline, Lord?
I don't know, but it's I think somewhere right at November. I think at the tip of this month. At the end of this month.
Something got to pop off.
Something got to pop off. Yeah.
Because my quarterback is playing at an elite level, Lord. And this is without his main, I don't want to say gun, but his main hitter.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's playing like this now, Lord, can you imagine? And I agree with you, Lord. I'm sick of, I love Freaky Ferg. I'm glad he got 2 tubs, but I'm sick of the 5 yards and that's all you get. Give YB home. Give him some burn. Spraying 4. What's his name?
Brevis span 4. Yeah, Brevis span 4. Yes, indeed.
Give him some burn, Lord.
No doubt.
I watched Fit get some burn. I'm glad this kid got a concussion. I'm not glad he got a concussion, but I can't even say I'm. No, I shouldn't say that. But I'm just saying, Lord.
Yes, indeed, my guy. VIP, in closing, what else you got for me, man, or for the nation?
I'm landing my plane, Lord. As I land my plane, if I hear any Slurpee say anything, Lord, anything about my goddamn quarterback, Lord, I'm pulling up. I'm pulling up. So I'm going to hold you accountable for all the smoke you blowing in my quarterback's ear. That's all I got to say is how about them Cowboys. I ain't a killer, but don't push me.
No doubt, man. No doubt. It's VIP on Victory Monday, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so I did pull up some clips, some film stuff while he was talking. Brian Baldinger had posted, and we'll go over some of those. All right, so what we'll do here is those that's in the call-in queue, we're going to get to y'all. I got Kobe from 817, and then I have Big Amish from the 202, and then I have 863 Scott. So hold tight. I got Kobe, and then Sauce hold it in too. Kobe, you're live from the 817. Talk to me.
What's up with it, my brother? What's up?
Not much, man. What you got for me, man, on this Victory Monday?
Man, I know you about to get into it, man, but I'm sitting here looking at that Baldinger, the post he just made with the offensive line.
Yeah. I'm about to post it. I'm about to showcase that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm watching it now, man. Still, this might be his best game we've seen in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we've been climbing down his neck, man, telling him, hey man, let's make a change. We need to make a change because he's the weakest link on the line. Man, doing these run and pass, he's looking really good. He's down the field during the run. You know, he's going to upgrade it to the second level. He's holding his ground on the passing. He looked really, really good yesterday. And that boy Nate Thomas, he looked like a young Trent Williams running around, blocking for Big Williams. I know you about to get into it, man, but it just looked good.
Yeah.
And I had one point, and this was my point before I had talked this video. Man, I don't know, but sometime last month I had asked you, and I don't know if you remember, I had asked you, I think it was after game 1 or maybe the New York Giants game, I asked you, I said, man, what is Scotty's philosophy? I don't know if you remember, I had asked you that. And you said, man, I don't know, man. We need a couple more games to really figure it out. So I'm going to bring it back to you, man. What is the philosophy of this game, Scotty's team, right now, going forward? What's the philosophy, man?
All right, so here's the God honest truth. It takes 3 to develop a trend, right? So we seen what we look like against the Green Bay, and it's a tie game. We technically could have won that game, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
And then we saw what happened last week, I guess, against the Jets yesterday.
Right.
So against the Panthers, I need to see it. There will be 3 games in a row. Whereas I know we're going to run the ball. And I do know that Schottenheimer is light and day from what our defense is doing. I'm seeing week to week changing, right? Of developing, changing. Like what we did in this red zone this past week against the Jets.
Wow.
Chef kiss. Like I can't really say, hey, don't do that. What they doing?
Right.
Like it was literally like football common sense stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas in the past when we had Mike McCarthy, we shotgun. That's it.
Right.
Pray to God, Allah Yahweh, that we can get it done. Right. Jason Garrett, we get to the red zone. we still had Kellen Moore. We doing trick plays or end around and all of this stuff. So
just not working.
Just not working.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm seeing growth, and I know it's still a Costco sample size. So this coming game against Panthers on the road, rookie head coach, I like what he's been doing from a play caller. I literally like what, and I'm trying to hold back because I don't want to jinx myself. That's how I'm looking at it, bro. I appreciate you calling in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll call you soon.
No doubt. That's Kobe. So I like what I'm seeing from the red zone and from those type of opportunities because we had brought this same conversation up on Cowboys Collective. Like they asked me, Law, what do you like about Schottenheimer? And I said, man, I like everything he's doing. Even to when he gets to the 20, we at least taking a deep throw and we are targeting. We being aggressive. I can't get mad at that. And then my only reservation was what he do when he get inside the 5. Now I feel comfortable just to a degree, and I know it's against the freaking Jets. If you remove the Jets name away, I still like that. That's still Sauce Gardner. That's still Quentin Williams. That's still Cisco. Whether he got the Dragon or he released it, So I like what we're doing. Yeah, so it's just one of those things. Whereas now on the third game in a row, because I kind of threw away what we did against Chicago. I like literally what we did against the Eagles week 1. I loved it, boy. We were putting a crowd on Schottenheimer's head, even though we lost that game. But what he did in that red zone against the Eagles, oh, my goodness. There's nobody who should complain about that, right? And it's just that the one thing that I think Miles Sanders thought he was still playing for the Eagles, and that fumble thing kind of put a bad taste in our mouths. But the game plan, like there's literally no Cowboy fan that watched that Eagles game week 1 and said, you know what, we had a terrible game plan. We had a plan, it just didn't execute, and especially with Sanders fumbling the ball, But that's a whole nother conversation. Now that you guys look at it, you look at it like, hey, they got away with one on that one, So we can look at this team and say to ourselves, we're not as bad as what we think we are. And sometimes I do like you learn more from your failures than your success early. Versus we get all the way to November and December and we still trying to figure this out. I'm glad that we figuring this stuff out now. I got Big Amish, you're live on the Nation from the 202, and then Simpson, you're next. Simpkins, you're next. All right, Big Amish, talk to me.
Hey, Law, I didn't get to see the whole game yesterday, but there was one thing that stood out.
How about them Cowboys?
Yo! Yeah.
Man, that was a great game.
Yeah.
Great game. All around. But the first thing Jerry Jones has to do, and I'll leave you with this, he has to lock up, other than the players, George Pickens, who I think is turning out to be an amazing player, exactly what we need in order to help out the rest of the team. He's giving that hand fighting is at an elite level, and his ability to concentrate. Now, CeeDee's had his drops in the past. I don't think that's CeeDee's game. CeeDee makes spectacular plays anyway. But we got our own version of Irvin in a way. Not that he's Michael Irvin, he's not, but he could do that hand fighting and get that ball. That's what we want.
Mm-hmm.
But the coaching, Jerry Jones has to lock up Clayton Adams and Lincoln Riley immediately. Get him into a multi-year contract. He has to do at least a 3 to 5 year contract and pay him the $5 million because they deserve it. And I'll tell you why. Because we no longer need a first-round draft picks as offensive linemen. We have the gurus. We have the chefs and the teachers, all of that right in-house now. What we've seen, tell me if I'm wrong, it's like Tony Wise in the past. But if what we've seen is true, he's got to lock him up. That's going to be the key for the future. And we don't have to spend any first-round draft picks because we could pick up third rounders, fourth rounders, even seventh round. I don't care. We've shown that you could play T.J. Bass, Hoffman, Nate Thomas, and I don't know who else you could want to throw in there. But those are the teachers. We got them. So let's lock them up.
No doubt, man. Good call for you, Big Amish. Appreciate you. Let us hear it one more time.
Let me leave you with this. How about them Cowboys?
Yo, man, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I love what all he's saying. There's no salary cap as it relates to coaching. And what happens here is that we need a program. We need a good, solid program for about 3 to 4 years so that identity can be cemented all the way in, sturdy. And that's going to be so hard because when the Cowboys have any ounce of success, other teams will fire everybody, and they'll say, okay, let Clayton Adams be our head coach. Let Connor Riley be our offensive coordinator, right? And it's so hard to hold on to those guys to build the program. Because the moment we get good things going, it'll get overinflated and all of this stuff. And that is a real thing. So what Big Amish is saying is, can we get our program established? Can we get our program going? And that's the hardest thing, ladies and gentlemen. It is so hard. And I know I've been live for about 4 hours, but it's one of those things, Cowboy Nation. Let me get Scott on and popping over here on Cowboys Nation. You're live, brought to you by Sleeper. Scott, talk to me.
All right, big brother-in-law, what's up, baby? How
What's
about
up?
them Cowboys, baby?
How about
Yes,
it, man?
sir.
Yeah, victory.
Mostly victory Monday, baby.
Yo.
Let me tell you like this, man. Hey, I was still watching the game doing altar calls. That's how much I love my team. Point blank period. I'm like, Jesus, we done been in here for 3 hours. It's altar call. Let me catch a little bit of the, what I'm saying? I had it on the phone. I was like, I'm going to catch them when they go down, but let me watch this game a little bit. True story.
Yes, indeed.
But as a fan base, I know we want our players to be top-notch as soon as they get back from injuries and all, but we need to understand that injuries are very serious, and you see the difference between taking your time and allowing the player to come back from an injury, how effective they can be versus just throwing them out on the field. And who am I talking about? Javonte Williams.
Yeah.
The brother took a year off, and look at what he's doing for us, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that style of running and that punishment, because, at first of all, they had him bottled up pretty good. Yeah. But as he kept going and knocking him in the gut, broke out for that 66, and they looked back since, bro. He has been a wonderful asset after you gave him time.
Yeah.
Now, what I will say with this, I do believe that Michael Gallup would have been the same way if they would have given him time to come back from that injury. No, he wanted to come back, get forced out there. He was never the same. Tried to retire, which I knew what that was. He was trying to take the time to get back right. Just never the same. But with Overshone, hey, look, I understand we want him to get out there and be that speedy guy that he always is, but I would say let him just recuperate for the rest and then bring him back a little, little by little. I wouldn't put him back out there because he already been hurt twice, right?
Yeah, yeah. And the only thing that was difficult with Michael Gallup was like 50. Jerry had to prove the point that Michael Gallup is just as good as Amari and all of this stuff. And that $50 million,
man.
that $50 million, man. Hey, Scott, you'd have said the same thing. You'd be like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. that was that $50 million was guaranteed. Michael Gallup won. Yeah,
I can go.
Yeah, I can go.
No, man, but what I will say with our defense, man, I loved what I saw from Osa, Solomon, and of course Houston, bro. That boy is a dog. Point blank period, he's a dog. And I understand everybody kept saying today, even at work, it's the Jets, but the Jets still get paid like every other NFL team.
Yeah.
They still, froze and everything like that. So they did their job against who was on the team. And I do believe if we take control of wrapping up our tackles, that's one thing I do have to say. We need to do better at wrapping up tackles, man. I mean, it was too many missed tackles like that. Like we'll have them stopped on third down, but that dude would just break the tackle. What I'm saying? We just got the butterfingers. They have the butterfingers. Wrap up, man. And I believe this defense will be on a better trajectory than what we are now. But yesterday was a good sign of moving forward. I really love what I saw, man. I really did. Sure. Oh, yeah. And the last thing, the locker room. Hey, Scotty, I love his energy, bro. How they call out everybody that did well, I love that, man.
Oh, yeah.
I love that, bro. That's wonderful. So this team is looking like they're really coming together and getting behind Scotty. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, of course, like I said, through 5 games, you learn who you are as a team. I think you understand the schemes more. You understand what is asked of you more after learning, with new systems. And I think we are definitely going to be a wonderful playoff team. If not, we can take this thing to the showboat, baby. Point blank, period.
Point blank and period, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, bro, for jumping in and being part of these conversations. Yes,
Most
indeed.
definitely, Law.
Yes, indeed. Wow, I love when receipts come through. I can't show the video because it's copyrighted, but I love receipts, baby. Hold on, y'all. Hold on for me, man. Y'all ain't got nothing else to do but enjoy this day, right? I'm gonna pull that receipt up. I'm gonna pull this receipt up because one of the things is being a content curator, you get blasted for your thought track, right? You get beat up real bad. All right. So the first one, let me see. Let me pull up this one right quick. I'm gonna see if I can. Come on with it. Here we go. I think I can play the audio. Power back. So the Cowboys picked up Javonte Williams. He is a downhill runner. He can run in between the splits, whether it's A gap, B gap. Hold on. So we gonna listen to me talk. And hold on. So the Cowboys picked up Javonte Williams. He is a downhill runner. He can run in between the splits, whether it's A gap, B gap, and it takes a team to get him down. And that's what the Cowboys need. They picked him up for identity. And that is he's a power back. He's going to exemplify that, and you can see that on his tape. Now, he's not going to have a lot of gaudy numbers, right? He's not going to be a guy that you sit back and say, oh, man, he's a 1,300 yards a year guy. No, wrong on that. And what the Cowboys are doing with this particular situation is bringing in somebody that can be a downhill runner, match the tone. Now, he's not going to have long speed. You get caught from behind here, and he don't have a lot of wiggle to his room. But when you look at the overall skill set, it takes more than one to get him down. And if he can get that slither of opportunity, he's going to make you pay. So he's a finisher type of runner. So with that being said, this is a situation and scenario. I got to hide some Cowboys just by them picking him up. Some of it doesn't mean that they're not going to draft a running back in this draft. And if this running back class is what most people are saying that they are, then you can still double dip with this particular situation. Keep in mind. I'm being too right because we did double dip in this draft. We got Jadon Blue and Maffa. So these people will let me have it out here. Did you really call him a powerhouse? Dude is only 25. Shaking my head. This is from Kevin. The question is injury history. He'll get back to a former version of himself. You didn't watch his film last year, didn't you? And I'm breaking down his film from last year. It's crazy. And then Powerhouse, laughing my A off, we effed up. Peyton is not a dumb man, and he's not a dumb coach. And all of this stuff, mediocre fans. This boy, he ain't going to be that after he tore his ACL. And then let me see if I go over here. Not right here. All right, so, boy, they didn't let me have it in the comment box. So, he's a downgrade. End of story. Najee Harris was right there, Law. And I ain't going to read all of that. We still need an offensive line. All of this stuff. Let me see if I can get off of it, though. But y'all get what I'm saying. When you have strong opinions about a player, man, you're going to get all type of people. And I wish I can just go in and just crop out all of the negativity that we got from him. And they just say, hey, man, you just a homer, man. You don't know what you said. He ain't going to be this. He ain't going to be that. Boy, Javonte Williams looking really good now, though, huh? Yes, indeed. Let's go to the next caller here from the 313. And then we had the 909. And hold it tight for us. It's 313. You're live on The Nation. Talk to me.
Law Nation. Yeah, what's happening, baby?
Not much, man.
This your boy Sauce, man. Look, man. I just want to say, that Leofold guy is a beast, man. Once Overshown come back and we put him out there with Overshown, we gonna be tight underneath, man. I'm telling you. That's all I got to say, dog. If our defense can stop anybody, we going to the Super Bowl because our offense is Super Bowl caliber.
Yeah, I mean, the offense for what it is still one of them offenses that. Without your starting lineup, offensive line wise, or without your starting lineup, wide receiver wise, that we can still put up 30. So that is a good
That's
thing.
what I'm saying.
And what people fail to realize, you can do it against the number 3 defensive team, top 15 defensive team, and you can do that against the top 25 defensive team. So it will be a different story if we, like, my whole notion, my whole thought track would have been crazy if I said that and we couldn't move the ball against Green Bay. But by us saying that we moved that ball against Green Bay, I know if we can move it against Green Bay, we can move it against any team in the National Football League.
Period. I feel you, boss. And that's all I had to say, man. How about them boys, man? And I'm hoping, man, if our defense can be anything like they was last night, we gonna be a problem, bro.
No doubt, man. Appreciate your sauce, man. Let people hear you say it.
How about them Cowboys, my baby?
Yes, indeed. Yeah. How about them, man? How about them Cowboys? All right, 9:09. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by Sleeper.
Hey, Law Nation. I'm Harvey Henry. I just want to talk about the defense. The last guy talking about. It's always every weekend. Every week, the D-line play good, and then the linebacker play good, and a different back play good. It's just like, little by little, we need to play really good. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it kind of like we got Kelly from the Green Bay play good. Played James Harden. He played. James Harrison played good. They talk about Michael Parsons.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, come on, man. We have to stick together, just like the last game. The Jets, we played really, really good. I said hopefully we could, go on the change, keep it going. But it's just like it's always one by one. The D line, the linebacker, the defensive back. So it's like, we just need to be on the same page, so keep it rolling. But I like what is going on for the Cowboy defense, but I feel like the defense coordinator, Matt, he was the linebacker coach, but he never like on the top coordinator of the defense. It's just kind of like he don't fit the page well. You know what I mean?
Most certainly, man. I really appreciate you for calling in, Chief. Good observation there. Let me hear you say it.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys, man? All right, we got Long Way J, and then last but not least, we will have Voss with the V. All right, so Long Way J from the 945, keeping it live with us like 9-5. Man, what you got for me, man?
Hey, man, I just wanted to know if you heard about Rico, man. You heard Rico talking to North, man.
Yeah, he want to talk. He want to run his mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, he did have a good game. He did have a good game yesterday.
Yeah.
So, man, come on, man. You know we not finna allow that.
Yeah, indeed, man. We got enforcers to stop the run, man. He ain't putting up 200 yards on us, man.
Man, I should have known you heard about it. But I got one more question, man. Is Bland all right? I seen him. He went head over that tight end because Bland hit anything, but then he went out the game. I can't remember if he came back in.
I think that Bland is okay. That just for what it is. I think that we're gonna be okay with him. He got what do you call it? Banged up a little bit, but he okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, right on. And I've been listening the whole time you've been live, man. And when you was talking about the red zone a while ago, man, I'm kind of concerned about that, man. We went that first week 1 against the Eagles when we was from the 5 and beyond, we was running that ball. Yesterday and against the Packers, we was passing. I think we should go back to week 1 formula. Start back running that ball. Get that boy Williams the ball.
Oh, yeah, I do agree with that. But, this past week we were 3 for 4 in the red zone, even though the plays that were thrown. I do like the misdirections and being able to hit Williams and then also utilizing, that's what one of the callers, Glenn out of Philly, was saying, hey, got to utilize your tight ends a little bit more. That's the modern day approach. And what I've seen is that we didn't continue to do the same thing. We utilized the tight end. We utilized the running back, which was Javonte Williams. And Dak got Mississippi legs now. He's running the ball himself. So I'm seeing the improvement. Yeah. But I'm before I crown them, because I do like what they do inside the 20, though. It was just within the 5, right? So
right.
If they can do the same thing that they did last week, right, of being, not the stale and bland way of doing it when they get inside their 5, then I'm going to say, yeah, this team is serious. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a strong supporter, man, of that run. You get within the 5, man, that's almost 4-down territory, man. You run that ball.
Yeah.
Just like when we played Green Bay and Tolbert made that catch on the side with that toe tap. If we would have just ran the ball from there, like ran the ball every play, we would have been in. We'd have been in that end zone. We could have won that game. We would have had to settle for a field goal against Green Bay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And before I get off of here, man, I just want to shout out. Even though he an enemy this week, my little cousin played for Carolina, Lathan Ransom.
Okay, well, we're going to hold him for that then. We're going to hold him for ransom out there, man. What side he on, offense or defense?
He on defense, and he plays special teams. He done got a couple block punts this year. He come out of Ohio State.
Okay, well, we're going to hold him for ransom then. No offense to you. You see your kin folks, no offense to him, but it's going to be no mercy. Appreciate you calling.
Hey, when I talked to his daddy, I told him, I said, I'm going for them every week except for the week they play us.
Well,
most definitely.
Yeah. But tell him Law Nation said he finna catch another L this week, man. Appreciate you for calling in, fam.
Yeah.
All right, man. Hold on, let me hear you say it, though.
With the bets, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. How about them Cowboys?
Yes, indeed. How about him? That's Long Way Jay. And he finna put his kin folks down in the ground. And what I don't want to hear, because people are talking glowingly of the Panthers. So when we put that L on them, I want y'all to keep that same energy. They got Derek Brown. They got a big boy down inside. They got Morich, the safety that's really nice. They got J.C. Horn, who's no one to sneeze at. And they got another cornerback named Mike Jackson that's pretty good over there, and Corey Thornton. So they got some boys on that side of the field. And they got McMillan, right, the tall wide receiver that can pull the ball out of Moses' hand. So they got all of the stuff. They got Xavier Leggett. Yes. And they got a nice offensive line. And we're going to see. We're going to see what they're going to do. They got Bryce Young, who's the quarterback there, that we're gonna put something on them. And then they got Rico Suave Dotto, who put up 200 yards last game against the Miami Dolphins. Not the Cowboys, though. So we'll see what we're going to do and get things moving and grooving. And even though the Dolphins collectively got a better defense than us, but we'll see. We'll see. I got Voss from the 661. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by Sleeper. Talk to me.
What's up, big brother? Hey,
not much.
Like I said, we're getting better and better. I see us having, like I said, we ain't going to be in the top 10, but we'll be in the top 15 defensively by the end of the season. You said it right towards the beginning of the show. We're not going to peak early. We're going to peak at the right time. And we're going to be battle tested by the time of the end of the season. I'm off by 1. We tied. We were supposed to win that game. That's what I picked. I picked we were going to beat Green Bay.
You did.
Yep. I feel as though we're going to split with Philly. We're going to split with Washington. But Washington's going to drop the ball, which they already did. They dropped the ball with Green Bay, which is a help for us when you go head-to-head competition. So that puts us over them.
You know what? You know what? And I watched that Washington tape, They are very resilient. They got some older guys that have been around the corner. You know what I mean? That know how to play through the echoes of the whistle. They know how to they know how to rally behind their guys, and they kind of push Jaden Daniels to this role, whereas he can't run as loose as he's supposed to because of that injury.
Right.
But man, he made some big time throws, man, and
he did.
He made some big time throws. So it's still gonna be on the table for him against us. So we got to rattle him early.
I feel like we'll split with them.
Oh, so you think we catch the L on the front end and then we beat them on the back end? Where you going at?
Yeah, I do, because we're gonna be playing. We're gonna be playing for the season. Towards the back end, we're gonna have some drops. We're gonna win. We're gonna win out these next 4 games. We're gonna shock people with beating Broncos. I got a feeling we're gonna shock them because we're gonna get CD back right around that time. We should get CD back, and our defense is gonna get healthier. Like you said, Diggs is getting better. Land is gonna be better. We're figuring out the linebacker situation. So we're gonna be a lot better than what people think. And here's a stat that people ain't paying attention to.
All right.
We sacked Justin Fields 5 times. Go look at the stat. Bill sacked only once against Pittsburgh. Supposed to be having a way better defense, and that's week 1.
Yeah.
So they had all their boys. Okay, then he only got sacked twice by the Bills.
Hold
Has
on.
a quote-unquote better defense.
So you saying that basically? And I want to just make sure to get the clarification going, and I'm gonna pull this up on the screen so we can be on the same page. These are our next 4 games, though. Carolina, Washington, Denver, Arizona. Vegas, right? So the 5 games, our next 5 games. So you saying that we're gonna lose against Washington at Dallas, and then we're gonna run?
We're gonna drop that one. I think we're gonna drop that one. If we do win that one, then we're gonna drop the second one. Which that means we're not playing our starters, and we clinch our playoff spot. That'd be the only way it would flip out. It would flip the other way around. But my heart of hearts, I think. I feel as though that we're going to get snowballed on that one because of the fact that we're going to come in, we're going to be feeling hot, things are going to be right, and we're just going to drop it. We're just going to drop that game.
Well, so far at home, we either winning or tying. We had never lost at home.
We're always good at home. We're always good at home.
Yeah.
But it seems like when we end up having a marquee game at home, we tend to drop that game, and that's going to be a marquee game. It's a divisional game. It's going to be basically for second place because right now, obviously, Eagles got a better record than all of us. You know what I mean? So that's why I feel like it's going to be one of those ones where it's going to be, dang it, and it's going to be a tight game. It's going to come down to
I think that Washington game. I think that Washington game we're going to be a real nice game, especially if we do what we need to do against Carolina, right? And then it's a home game. Dak Prescott himself will be able to hear the cadence better because it's a home game. All of those adjustments.
Right.
He's literally playing like. I'm not saying that he is Peyton Manning, but he went to all the Peyton Manning's throwing schools. That he's really got full autonomy now of the offense.
Right. Yes.
And
yes.
At home, I think that we can put up even better numbers. Especially, I think that we got all of that confidence from the Green Bay Packers game, right? And
the only thing we had, remember we lost CD in the game, but we had him for the majority of the game. You know what I mean? Or excuse me, I said it wrong. We lost CD right before that game, so we came in that game where we were one-legged and nobody gave us a chance, and then we was missing all those old linemen, so nobody gave us a chance. Dan Quinn, remember, he knows that. He knows that offense. He knows that team. You know what I mean? So that's why I give them the edge because of Dan Quinn. It's not saying, like you said, veteran player. Deron Payne is from Texas. Baby Hulk is from Texas. You know what I mean? So it's a homecoming game for him. My cousin played. My cousin played with him in high school. You know what I mean? So like these are things that those are the underlying factors. A lot of people like. Same thing with Kyler Murray. You know what I mean? Like that's one of those games. Like how has the Cardinals beat us the past couple of years? Yeah. It's a homecoming game. That kid plays well at home. You know what I mean? In his mind, he's at home. So I don't think he's going to pull it off this year. I got a feeling like James Houston and them boys, they didn't figure it out. They're starting to understand that defense, and it's not it's a complicated but not a complicated defense. And I just heard Terry Bradshaw say something I've been saying for a while.
What's that?
They are making adjustments. Even Flus is starting to make adjustments to the athletes that he has.
Man, send me that clip, man, if you can, man. Are you on my Twitter? Where you at?
No, I'm not on Twitter. I think I do have you on Twitter.
Send me that link, man. I definitely want to hear that.
When he did Sunday NFL morning football, he did that. You know, it's on YouTube. You pull it up and pop right up.
Okay, I'll definitely look at that way.
He said that. Yeah, he
said that before. He said it before the game or after the game.
He said it right before the game when they were making their picks.
Damn. So that means that he do got a good insight to that.
Right.
For him to see that before the game. Yeah.
That's what I was saying. They're going to make adjustments as the season goes on, and we're going to get healthier. That's why I said I'm looking at a team that's going to be 10-7, which now we dropped one, we tied, so it's going to be 10-6-1, and we're going to end up going to the playoffs. We're going to win 2 playoff games. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. So we're going to end up 13. What is that? 13 and or no, I said 13. I said 13-7. So we'll end up winning 3 playoff games. We're gonna lose in the NFC Championship.
No doubt,
we're probably
man.
Gonna end up I hate to say it, but I got a feeling, man, it's gonna be the Lions that we're gonna end up losing. The Lions are probably gonna end up going to the Super Bowl this year.
All right, I appreciate you calling. I appreciate you calling in, man. Yeah. Appreciate you calling in. But let me hear you say it though, bro, before I let you go.
How about them Cowboys?
Yes, Voss, man. Yes, indeed. Voss Cowboy with the V. I got us, and I'm going to say this tomorrow night on Super Friends. I got us running this table. Up until we get into the Philadelphia Eagles, I think we can be 7-2-1. It's time for us to really reclaim our name. I think that I like what Jaden Daniels does as a quarterback, and I like what his progression, his reading, his good throwing of the football. But I'm not in fear of what he can do. I've seen him run for his life against Green Bay, and I saw us go toe-to-toe, blow for blow against Green Bay Packers. I think that we can do the same against Washington. I think that we know the Washington. And y'all know how bad Cooper Rush is or was for us, and he was winning games, even with our team last season, right? And y'all seen Cooper Rush. I got $100,000 waiting, but I just got us 7-2-1. I got a 7-2-1. That would be nice, man. And that's without CD. CD won't be available until like Arizona sometime. We getting some resurgence coming back. Mingo is going to be back. A little birdie told me that against the Washington game, you're going to have Siobhan Revo back, you know. I'm just saying. I can clearly see 7-2-1. And I know, just like I get called out of being over a homer, optimistic Cowboy fan. Call me crazy now, but I think that could be our situation. I'm really going to believe it when we go up against Carolina October the 12th. I got $100,000 with the plan for the 201. Do you see my vision, my brother?
See a vision, man. I seen it in person yesterday. Yeah. So I seen it in person, man. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
man, we had them boys leaving the stadium in the third quarter, dog. They was leaving. I was getting on them too. Where y'all going? Y'all trying to beat the traffic? They was upset at me.
Yeah.
But we got to though. We got to.
I mean,
we gotta be 7-2 with this stretch because if we want to go to the playoffs, bro, we gotta go on a run, man. We gotta go on a run. We gonna beat Carolina. I ain't even worried about it. We gonna beat Carolina.
We gonna beat Carolina. Yeah.
Thanks for the bulletin board material, my boy. We gonna beat Carolina. Man.
And I love the fact that Coach wasn't like dumbfounded about what he said. You know, Coach said it verbatim.
He listened to everything. He listened to everything. He ain't one of them coaches. I don't listen to nothing. I don't know nothing. Nah, that's not Mike. That's not Mike.
No name and all this stuff. No, he said, yeah. I heard what he said, so buckle up. Then get this seatbelt going. Double chin strap this thing.
We here for all that smoke.
And you know what? You know what? 100 grand. You know what I like more so about all of this is that the coach dropped his nuts when he said even by Green Bay. He said, "I believe we can beat Green Bay." Without
he did say that. He did say that.
He said it without hesitations.
He did say that. I like him. Man.
I like that. I like that.
He's like, listen, we gonna come out here and we gonna handle business, and I mean what I say. And boy, he been right.
Mike McCarthy, no offense to Mike, but Mike would never. No offense to Coach Red.
Jason Garrett.
He would never. And Wade Phillips, he probably would like, who? And even though we tied, I like the fact that the coach said, hey, these are my marbles. Yeah. These are my marbles.
That's big because that lets the team know, yo, I believe in you guys. I come out here and I say it.
Yeah.
I believe that you guys are going to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I got to get a defensive coordinator some props. I was hard on him. I was saying he had to go. He showed some promise. That first half, great in the first half. Great in the first half. Now, I get the second. Everybody say second. We won the game. The game was won. Even when they were scoring touchdowns, I was like, man, we letting y'all score.
It was 2 cheap touchdowns at the end. Yeah, I get that.
I told my homeboy that was Jet Fence. I said, yo, we going to get. I thought we just was going to get him 1 touchdown. I was like, we going to give y'all 1 touchdown, something to get the crowd excited. We don't care about this game no more. I ain't know we was going to give him 2. I thought we just was going to give him 1.
Yeah, them 2 cheap
I thought it was just going to be 1. But those 2 cheap touchdowns, they don't even count. They don't even count, Law.
Yeah.
But the thing about you saying about Washington, Washington, we going to blow Washington out. Now, I'm going to tell you why. Jaden Daniel, he there, but he ain't all the way there. The defense only got 1 turnover, and that was last week. They still can't stop the run. Go look where they rank at with stopping the run. Go look where they rank at with their defense.
Say less.
They not great.
Yeah.
They don't have a good defense. They ain't got the DBs that can. Lord, we like 4 deep with the receivers. So what do they don't have the whole. Man, we gonna blow them.
I'm still mad at Herb, man. Herb had every chance. They was up 10-0. And I thought Herb probably checked his Twitter stat or something and then just laid the baby, dropped the baby, dropped everything,
I'm mad at Herb. I thought they was going to beat them boys. I really did. But it didn't happen. Moving on. But, I'm not scared of them. Denver, let's be real, dog. They can't hang with us either. Oh, they got to Surtain. What you going to do? You got to pick one.
Yeah.
Pickens to CD. What you gonna do? Is CD gonna be back by then?
He should be. He should be back, man.
Oh man, that's a dub. Yeah. That's a dub. A lot of these guys. Look, man.
They got the 23rd. They got the 23rd ranked defense. I'm looking at the Washington now.
23rd ranked defense. What we do against the so-called number 1 ranked defense?
Okay. Yeah.
That shredded them boys. Shredded them boys. Come on, man.
Yeah, I feel
you. Come on, man. Our running game is doing what it's doing. I'm not. If we run the table, if we could get to that Philly game undefeated, and I'm gonna tell you this right now, we gonna beat Philly this time around. They keep going down and having the problems they having. AJ Brown upset. Philly fans talking about trade AJ Brown. He a diva.
Yeah.
That's what they saying. That's what they saying. They want to trade AJ Brown, Javonte Smith. He a diva, all this and that. Come on, man. I think we're gonna beat them at our house. We could really go like 8-0. We could run the table and go 8-0. And when the time Christmas comes and we play what. I won't be surprised if I gotta see that first game against Washington.
Right.
If we blow Washington out the first game, if we could sweep Washington, it's a chance we could make the playoffs, Law. We gotta sweep Washington. We gotta the way that Giant game ain't gonna matter.
Yeah.
We got to make that Giant game don't matter to get the wild card. Because right now, I'm not going to say Philly going to fall apart and all this and that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm acting like Philly got the division.
Let me see what the Philly got. Let me look at the Philly schedule one more time, and seeing what they got to do. Hold on. So they got. Oh man, they hit a sweet spot. Damn. The NFL knew what they was doing. The NFL knew what they was doing. They got the Giants, Minnesota Giants. Oh man, they got three. Oh man, but
they got 3 layups.
They got 3 layups. But if they miss one of these damn layups, it's gonna be implode time. And then they got Then they got Green Bay, Detroit, and Dallas. They should have had at least put Green Bay in there. They know they did this wrong, man. They know they wrong.
If they don't survive that 3-game stretch, law.
Yeah.
And we go on a run that we got, because our next games, we could catch them.
Oh yeah, we can flat out catch them, but the schedule makers, because Jackson Dart, I get it, I like what he can do, but let's be real. Let's be real. Vic Fangio finna have his time with him.
Gonna eat that boy.
Yeah, he gonna eat that kid alive. It's just for what it is. The only how New York can win if they put if they double chin strap it up. And they put the ball in scat-boo. They're going to have to run that ball. They're going to have to run that ball, man.
Scat-boo fumbled the last game.
Fumbled the last game. He dropped the egg on his head. Like Minnesota might give them a little pressure, but, man, they got Carson Wentz. Who the quarterback for Minnesota?
I don't know.
I think Carson Wentz, man. Oh, my God. They don't have a meaningful game until November the 10th.
No.
They're going to dominate all through October.
We're going to have to wait till then for them to fall apart. Now, we're going to have to wait for them to wait till then. We're going to have to do our part, and we got to beat them.
Yeah.
We got to win that game when they come to Dallas. We have no choice. We got to win that game.
Here's what they scraped by us, which was blessing to them, right? They scraped by the damn Kansas City Chiefs. I like hot dog. And then they kept scraping, man. They supposed to lose. They're supposed to lose one of them games in September, man. But they went undefeated in September, which gave them an extra.
But I'm glad they took. Yeah, but I'm glad they took a loss and they ain't beat Denver, because if they would have beat Denver, now they going into the stretch they going into.
Oh yeah.
You just kiss it goodbye now, and then they get now. That's why I said we just got to fight for the wild card. We just automatically got to assume that the only way we going to get in is the wild card. That's the only shot we got. So we got to go on a run.
We got to. Let me see who Washington got to play, because that's the, like you said, we got to take care of Washington. And see, and the schedule makers,
they got to beat them twice.
The schedule makers made it so easy for them damn Eagles. Like, why did they have to play the damn Giants and then play the Minnesota Vikings and then play the Giants again? They could have put the Washington somewhere in there. You know what I'm saying?
They could have.
Yeah. They could have. But let me see who the Washington schedule is, and we're gonna bring that up tomorrow on the Super Friends. Let me see. They got Chicago, us, Kansas, Seattle, Detroit, Miami. So between us and Kansas, that's their hardest schedule. And of course, you got Detroit down the stretch.
They got Detroit in there.
Yeah. But their schedule's kind of favorable too, because they don't get a tough game unless it's us or Kansas City, and Kansas City been neither here nor there lately. So we gotta take care of business. But the Washington and the Eagles got a really light schedule.
Lord, I wouldn't sleep on that Chicago game, Lo.
Oh man, I think that
I wouldn't sleep on that Chicago game with them against Chicago. I don't believe in Washington's defense. That's why I'm saying that.
Yeah.
Washington's defense is not like that. They don't get turnovers. They don't get to the quarterback. They don't have a pass rush either.
Yeah.
They don't. So Chicago might could get him. Chicago might could sneak up and get him too. The only reason why they won Sunday was because of the quarterback made some good throws. It's not like they went and they dominated the Chargers.
Chargers had one damn thing to do. I'm still mad at the Chargers though, man. But in closing, man, what else you got, man?
We could beat them, but I'm just saying we need to go on a run though. We got to handle our handle. We got to handle our business. If we handle our business, what they do don't even matter, Lo.
We got to take care of our business. Yeah.
If we take care of our business, Washington can win their games. But if we sweep them, it won't matter.
Yeah. That's why we got to play perfect though, because the game that slipped away from us, like you said, is that Bears game. Like
the Bears game hurt us.
That Bears game hurt. Even though we can talk and go back and forth about the first game of the season, we let them slip by. But that Bears game kind of put us in a weird spot. So we got to make ground for that. And yeah, like you said, I'm rooting for the Bears to beat the Washington so we can have that split.
Because, and another thing too.
Yeah.
If Washington drop a game and we win, we in second place.
Yeah.
We tied. We tied. They lost to Green Bay.
They lost to Green Bay. You facts. You spitting facts. Yeah.
That's a leg up for us, man. That's a leg up for us to get into the playoffs.
No doubt.
All right, Lo.
All right, bro. Appreciate you calling in, man. Yeah, it was $100,000 with the plan. Boy, y'all let me know how long we've been live.
Goodbye.
Maybe we can do a Brian Baldinger approach later, because I know I've been live long, and I know it's been crazy. And I heard First Take earlier today, and they're talking about Baker Mayfield could be introduced into the MVP categories. I dismissed that bull job. I dismissed that, Shout out to Baker Mayfield. I get what he's doing, but he's not playing, to me, in my opinion, as the kind of caliber level that we're looking at what Dak is doing. And I would, if it's an MVP run, of course, they also mentioned Daniel Jones, which is crazy, right? Daniel Jones he got that team humming over there for the Colts, but I'm not theoretically looking at what he's doing as something that we would say, all right, cool. The Colts, I believe they had last play scheduled over there. Let me look at the Colts, though. Bear with me, y'all. And I know this is just us just talking right now. Let me pull up the Colts and see what they doing. Just for, references. Hold on. Bear with me, y'all. Look at the Colts. Colts, they're 4-1 schedule. They did beat the damn Denver at the last minute. And they had lost to the – hold on, let me pull this up. Miami, that was crazy. Now we know who Miami is. Miami just ain't nobody. Denver, they did beat Denver, though. Tennessee, hey, who Tennessee is. And they lost to the Chargers. Oh, no, they lost to the Rams, right? Right, they lost to the Rams, not the Chargers, the Rams. So, and they beat Vegas, and I'm quite sure they will beat Arizona. Man, we would love to have this schedule right here. Shit, damn, the Colts, boy, they gonna be coasting off. They gonna be coasting to the playoffs. I don't think the Colts gonna fall short of anything. Looking at who they got to play, by the way. Dang, boy, that schedule right there is just very, very, very easy for the Colts to. And I hate this because, quite frankly, this is going to be a good year for Daniel Jones. I get it. There's no hate towards him. But there's nobody that you can look at the schedule just glancing at it that they put fear in your heart. Outside of Kansas City Chiefs, maybe you could talk about the San Fran here and there, but come on with it, Cowboy Nation, how y'all feeling? I see we got 280 folks in here, and I know that the live been probably too long. for you guys to start checking out. So we gonna all check out together. And I appreciate each and every last one of you all. The Colts are finally healthy. Yeah. Blue Chew, Indianapolis Jones. Yeah. Don't try to build him up. Boy, I'm going to cry some real tears. All of a sudden they say, yeah, Daniel Jones. Hey, he's the best second coming of Eli / Peyton Manning and all of this stuff. He's both of them mixed together. But he looked like Tony Romo. The early years of Tony Romo. Yes, indeed. We'll go over the Brian Baldinger a little later, maybe if the time permits. Cowboy Nation, I really thank y'all. Love y'all. To the sun and back, or to the stars and back. Cowboy Nation, look, it's Victory Monday. About to say Friday, but Victory Monday. Yeah. Jonathan Taylor is the engine there. Yeah. We all leaving together. Ain't that right, JB? Yeah. Appreciate everybody, man. So put Victory Monday in the chat, VM. Appreciate you, Rico. Thank you, Gerald. Appreciate each and every last one of you all. There are a lot of room for improvement. But let's be happy and rejoice in our win today. Not Peyton Romo. That's what they think that Daniel Jones is right now. But victory is ours. Ain't it right, Ice Cold? Curtis Davis. And shout out to Curtis Mayfield, too. But our road, our pathway, we're not looking for handouts anyway. Let us build up character through this season. Let us continue to have collectively great ideas, strong opinions, great thoughts on how we can improve this team. Let's not get satisfied. We still got areas that we need to improve at. We got the YBs out there, them young boys. But Wednesday, we're going to be focusing in on the Panthers. So look for today and tomorrow us talking more about the Jets game, us talking more about the film and what we discover and uncover. Daniel Brady, they say. That's funny. But we're going to continue to be unsatisfied for this moment, because we got a little ways and a long ways to go. Both all added together. They say the path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil man. But even as evil as a man will be, will he give his child an egg? But let me give y'all this thoughts. The struggles are real, but that's okay. We got to stand tall or not at all. And we got to want it bad. We got to need it bad. We got to have that desire to embrace it. Shout out to you, Joseph Warren. He says, God bless you, Law Nation. Love you, brother. Much love to you as well and your entire family. On this life or the next. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace and your sleep. If all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you all hold everything tawdry and cheap. If life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan for it, or to lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, just simply go after the things you want, if darker than grim and besieged and beset, with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation, you will get it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Shout out to you, Montreal.
up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip this. Tell them run it up. No sleep,
now
no
it's time
might crash, might
to roll those
but first die. Tell them run it 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely.
Come on.
To a savage, now my baby wants to hold me.
Yeah.
I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my own.
Shout out to all of y'all on
Thought I
Facebook.
could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me.
Come on.
I'm number 1 up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady.
Yeah.
The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy.
Can't call me lazy.
Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ.
Come on, baby. Let's get it, Angie.
I wake up.
Law.
Thumb down now. Check.
Come on.
Drip this.
Tell him.
Run it up.
Shout out to you, Paul. Ice. Cold. Cowboys. What's colder than ice?
I wake up.
Come on.
Down now. Check. No drip this.
Tell him run it up.
No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out
to Carolina, right?
Yeah,
come on with
it. Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried.
Yeah.
One false move, find yourself, they getting buried.
Yeah.
Dance with the devil, used to love playing those games. Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain.
Not mine.
I made a promise to her, swore that I would change.
Yeah.
I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip this. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them
come
run
on.
it up. I wake up,
yeah.
flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip this. Tell them run it up.
Yeah.
No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up.
Yes, indeed, Cowboy Nation. Appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in, being part of these type of things.
You have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that. Because you don't know who you're going to be, who you're going to be, who you're going to be.
The longest outro in the land. Yeah. Hey, Tisha, can you give 15 reasons why people should support Law Nation?
15 strong reasons to support Law Nation Sports.
Put strong in
Whether
there.
you're a die-hard Cowboys fan, a business looking to partner, or part of the sports community. 1. Unmatched Dallas Cowboys coverage. Law Nation Sports delivers in-depth analysis, film breakdowns, and real-time reactions you won't get on mainstream platforms, tailored specifically for Cowboys Nation. 2. Data-driven, objective analysis. Beyond hype, the platform uses stats, film, and historical context to give fans the full picture, from player performance to contract breakdowns. 3. Multi-platform reach. Law Nation Sports dominates across YouTube, Facebook, X and Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, reaching millions of fans monthly and growing consistently. 4. Authentic fan perspective. Law is a true fan of the game, bringing raw, passionate energy to every live stream, post-game, and discussion, something corporate media often lacks. 5. Strong community engagement. Through live call-ins, watch parties, and events like Cowboys and Chill, the brand builds real-world community connections with fans. 6. Independent voice in sports media. Law Nation Sports isn't controlled by corporate sponsors or networks, allowing for honest, unfiltered opinions that fans trust. 7. Proven sponsorship platform. Major brands like Sweet Peat Vodka, Turtle Beach, Brunt Workwear, and more have partnered with Law Nation Sports to tap into its loyal audience. 8. Deep Football Knowledge Law provides elite-level football insight, breaking down schemes, matchups, and coaching decisions like a seasoned analyst. 9. High-quality content production. From cinematic intros to crisp overlays and live stream setups, the production quality rivals major networks, all built independently. 10. Community builder and event host Law Nation Sports organizes live events across Dallas, e.g., watch parties, fight nights, Paradise in the City, giving fans memorable experiences beyond the screen. 11. Expanding lifestyle brand. With ventures like Law Nation Beard Co., merchandise, and lifestyle products, the brand is evolving beyond sports into a cultural movement. 12. Inspirational and motivational voice law blends football talk with motivational energy, signature quotes, and leadership, inspiring fans on and off the field. 13. Breaking news and real-time reactions. Whether it's trades, signings, or game day drama, Law Nation Sports reacts fast, often becoming one of the first independent voices to address breaking stories. 14. Trusted source for global Cowboys fans. From Dallas to Germany, fans around the world rely on Law Nation Sports as their go-to hub for Cowboys coverage and community. 15. Built from the ground up, powered by the people. No corporate shortcuts. Law Nation Sports is a homegrown movement that thrives because of fan support, passion, and authenticity.
Indeed. Appreciate AI Tisha. Let's get it. All right. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.
It's not a problem, no, 'cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah, and nothing can stop me. No, 'cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good night.
And remember, sounds of soft souls and hits and oldies brought to you by Victory Mondays, Cowboys Nation. Until next time, DC for life, not for short.
Give me my theme music.
We out. Peace. Oh, Brandon Ross, now you want to call in. Now you want to be a part of the stream. Come on, man. Come on, man. What you doing being late, man? We needed to hear you, man. We needed to hear you. We need to hear you. Until next time, salute.
My turn! Told me it was my turn. It's my turn.